Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Eric with SweetSpotDFS going over a DFS strategy video for the 2025 Valero Texas Open. It is Masters Eve. Next week is the Masters. So I understand why some of you might be playing or might have a light exposure to contests this week, but hey, it's also your last opportunity to get a little extra money in your account before the Masters comes next week. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully we do well this week. The last 2 weeks we've been doing really well. The Players Championship was really good for me. Last week I made all my money back. I had several opportunities to make more money, but then Sunday happened. Minwoo pulled ahead, won the tournament at the Houston Open, the Texas Children's Houston Open. Had Scotty Scheffler won, I probably would have had $140 extra in my account. So that's been 2 weeks where I could have had extra money. And coincidentally, I don't know if this is a result of that, but I really haven't been digesting content outside of the research that I do on my for myself, as well as supporting friends like Byron. I don't know if that's just something that's like I said, I don't know if it's a coincidence or not. I've been pretty tired of listening to golf content because it's all the same stuff, you know, weather waves and stuff like that don't actually hit. Plus, you guys know me here at SweetSpotDFS. I'm trying to pick my winners. I'm not trying to pick someone else's losers, or I'm not trying to fade other people's losers. I'm just picking my own winners. So that's kind of the whole process when it comes down to it. And speaking about the sweet spot process, there are timestamps for those that are watching this on replay. I like to go over the course and tournament information just to glean some statistics that we want to use for researching the golfers we want to play. I also like to look at the pass optimal and GPP winning lineups. That's kind of a unique, maybe a exclusive thing that you see here versus other channels. I know some other channels talk about optimal lineups, pass optimals, but I really go in depth to try to figure out, you know, which type of lineup builds are going to do well this week based off of what this event is. Because let's face it, most tournaments are the exact same tournament they were the year before. You know, here at the Valero Texas Open, it is the last tournament before the Masters. Normally we don't have a very strong field. So it's worthwhile to look at previous tournaments, previous Valero Texas Opens, that is, just to see what type of winners we've seen. You know, does the talent, like the high talent, like the Ludwig Obergs of the week, do they finish inside the top 10? That's what we do here at SweetSpotDFS. We analyze top 10s of every single event for that, whatever that tournament name is. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll look at pass optimal and GPP winning lineups. We'll look at past salary builds. We'll also try to theory craft what type of builds this week are going to be good. Then we'll get into a review of the Texas Children's Houston Opens just to show you how well the sweet spot process did. And then tie it all into looking at the bucket system as well as the Marquee Tee Times. Both of those things are exclusive to the sweet spot process. And both of those things hit at a very, very high rate. So that's what we'll be covering in this video. Before we get into it, just some reminders, especially with the Masters coming up. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on this channel. And once we do, I'm going to give away $1,000 worth of giveaways. Now, as you can see on the screen, I'm going to give away a lifetime membership to SweetSpotDFS.com. I just created a new tool that I will be showcasing today for the very first time. I'm also giving away an annual membership, which is a $200 value, and I'm giving away 2 $100 cash giveaways. So again, it's the goal to get to 1,000 subscribers. Every YouTuber tries to do it, so that's what we're going to try to do. Also, for the Masters, I'm going to do a tiered giveaway. I'm just going to do a tiered giveaway, and I'll show what that looks like in the upcoming Masters videos. So there will be a very, very busy schedule of videos that I will be posting and I will have that tiered structure in each of those videos. Basically, it's going to be the more subscribers that we get on the channel, the more money I'm going to give away. So we're going to start out really small. It's going to be like every 5 subscribers, every 5 new subscribers. Not, I know some people in the chat like to, or some people in the community, they like to unsubscribe and then subscribe. Sorry, that doesn't count. Like, I'm going to take a screenshot of the current subscribers, how many I have. You can see over there, the goal's 806 out of 850. But when I make that, when I capture how many subscribers that I have, it'll be at that moment in time. So then I'll show it on the graphic. Again, the graphic will be present during the Masters. And again, it's to grow the channel. Let me, or help me help you, basically. You subscribe to the channel, you sign up at SweetSpotDFS.com. It gets you an opportunity to win $1,000. It'll get you an opportunity to win many more giveaways that I'll be doing in the future. It also requires your participation. So again, be on the lookout for all that stuff. Again, it's my way of rewarding you for rewarding me. But for this week, it's a $5 giveaway. It is actually the monthly giveaway too. I'm so sorry. I'm giving away a month subscription to SweetSpotDFS.com as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. I have the weekly subscriber giveaway up right now. We only had 14 entries, which is somewhat sad. We've had so many more in the past. I think a little bit has to do with the fact I forgot to do an additional roll call last week. Now, all roll calls are is I'll just say, hey, people that are in the chat, just say something. I'll give you a command, and then you say whatever I'm asking you to say in the chat. And that'll get you an entry into the giveaway. And so I had 14 total entries this last week. So if you're one of the 14, that's a pretty darn good percentage. I mean, you have a 7% chance. If you have just one entry, if you have multiple entries, then obviously you have more. Also, check the description of this video. There's an opportunity to get an additional YouTube comments giveaway, or an entry into the giveaway. It's just for those that pay attention. It's a little, I wouldn't say it's an Easter egg, but you can certainly find it in there. It gives you the heads up as to what to do in order to get 2 entries from the YouTube comments. So it's just an easy way for you guys to get a few more entries into the giveaway. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead, hit that drum roll, and find our our weekly subscriber giveaway, which will be $5. I'll be sending $5 your way. AJ Love, I see you in chat. Congrats, man. You are the weekly giveaway winner. I have your information, so I will send it to you. All right, time to do the monthly subscriber giveaway. I have 109 total entries, so thank you all for participating over the last month. Here with the roll calls and commenting on YouTube after it goes live. 109 entries. This is to get a free membership, a free monthly membership to SweetSpotDFS.com. And again, I'm going to showcase a new tool that you might like, and I will continue to grow to create new tools. So for the whole month of April, you will have access. That'll give you access into the Masters tournament, where you can look at some of the same information that I like to post or that I like to present in these videos. Without further ado, here we go. Daryl Mooney. Congrats, Daryl. I don't know if you are in chat. You said you'd be joining, so we'll see when you get here. But Daryl Mooney, you get a free month membership to SweetSpotDFS.com. Congratulations. Okay, those are the giveaways. Just a reminder again, the Masters, I'm going to be doing I want to do a big giveaway for the Masters. It will require you to be subscribed to the channel. And further, I'll just provide further instruction as to how to get more entries into that giveaway. It'll require, it'll probably ask you to share on X. I think that's really the only platform that I use that you can really share videos similar to what everyone else does. And then also comment here on YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. Again, I'm going to be doing some Masters content here shortly. I think Thursday will be the first video, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, I'll do a bucket system video because we'll have a finish of Sunday's event that I'll be able to talk about. Tuesday will also just be the normal stream that we'll end up having, a live stream, but we'll already have covered everything. So basically that Tuesday live chat will just be a chat. It'll be between all of us. So if you show up next Tuesday, we'll just be theory crafting, trying to build lineups. And by the way, we'll build lineups here in this video later tonight. I don't know if we're going to spend 10, like the 3 minutes building lineups. I might just build 5 lineups for each person and then get out of here a little early. Yeah, I'm really excited for the Masters. This is going to be a good time, and there is a lot of things to talk about with the Masters, especially with all the recent form that's coming into the Masters. So I'm really looking forward to it. This is the Valero Texas Open, though. So let's continue talking about the Valero Texas Open. And I think, well, first of all, a reminder that this is a live chat. So I have a community in the chat right now that I like to talk to. Throughout this video, I will be doing that. Again, there are timestamps down below. So if you are annoyed for whatever reason that I'm talking to the people in the chat, you can skip ahead. But I'll probably try to talk to the chat at the end of each segment. So whatever you do, if you skip forward, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. I don't have any issue with that. Gabe says, what's up, SweetSpot Society? Can't make the live video, but good luck, everyone. Can you build some Fitzpatrick, Kirk, and McCarthy lineups? Sorry in advance. Actually, that's a reminder. If Denny McCarthy wins, the tournament, I'm going to give away a signed golf ball by Denny McCarthy. All that requires you all to do is once this gets posted in replay, don't put it in the chat right now because I'm not going to pay attention. When this is done, when the live video is done and it posts to YouTube, just type Denny McCarthy in the comments and you will get an entry into the giveaway whenever Denny McCarthy wins a golf tournament. I mean, it will just be for this week, and I'll continue to run that giveaway as much as Denny McCarthy plays this year. So that is how you can win a signed golf ball. I don't have it with me up here right now, but I will. I'll show it to you guys. I'll bring it up here next time I have a video. Actually, I'll probably just have it for the Masters, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, good reminder there, Gabe. Thank you. Dave Dean, what's going on, man? He is a YouTube member, a white tier YouTube member, which means you get to check out my Wednesday live videos that I just go live with YouTube members. You have to be white tier and above. So it's $4.99 a month. And you get a full month of access to talk to me or just to watch my videos Wednesday. It's really deep diving, trying to figure out, anchor plays and stuff like that, which we'll be doing in this video, but it goes further in depth during those member only videos. Good evening, Joanne. Nice to see you. I saw you in Byron's chat also. AJ Love, congrats on the win again. And John Bizzle, nice to see you, man. Also, if we get to 25 likes by the end of the stream, actually, if we get to 25 likes by the end of the week, I will give away 5 YouTube memberships. So that's also on the table. If you want a chance to win a YouTube membership, it just goes out to random people on YouTube that are subscribed to my channel. So if you're not subscribed, you have to. And then you also have to enable gift giving. So that is the YouTube algorithm to give out memberships. Be subscribed to the channel, enable your gift giving, which all you got to do is click the little $sign that's down here, and it should just pop up. There should be a pop-up that you can see at the top. You just click a lever or whatever, and it'll allow you to enable gift giving. You do not have to pay anything. You don't need to put a credit card down, nothing. So don't be worried about that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the golf course and tournament information, where I'm going to give you a new tool. Check this out. It is a new page on SweetSpotDFS.com. It is golf course stats. This is a page that I've been wanting to build for forever. And currently I have loaded in TPC San Antonio because that is this week's golf course. I just noticed that I should probably put the tournament information up there too, so you can just see which tournament the golf course is played at. But I also have, if you scroll down on the page, the quick links down here still. If you just drill down on the quick links, click on that, it'll bring you to the tournament fact sheets, which if you go to the PGA Tour, you can find the Valero Texas Open, and you can see which golf course is being used. But like I said, I have this loaded already into the website. And if you want to find it, you just go to Fantasy Tools, the little drop down, and go to Golf Course Stats. And so what you'll find here are a bunch of pieces of information as to how to research which golfers you want to play this week. There's a par 72, 7,500 yards, and your architect is Greg Norman. I have zero renovation information here, which perfectly fine. We have overseed. So when you're on this page, if you see a Y next to overseed grass, this is the grass you should be looking at right down here. This is just showing you what the base layer is of that grass. And I actually have that for most of the golf courses. So whenever we do see overseed, you're going to see what strain of grass is underneath it. And I mean, honestly, I don't know what other websites do that. I personally like to see it just in case it matters. It doesn't have to matter for you guys. It's just some additional information to provide you. And then down here, you can see what the overseed grass is. On the tees, we have Poa Trivialis. On the greens, we have Poa Trivialis. Now, if you didn't already know this, if you go to Fantasy Tools and you drill down on the cheat sheet, I have two types of cheat sheets for you. One is on the website, and then one is on Google Sheets. So if I go into here, the first thing you're going to see is the website version of the cheat sheet. Yeah, it looks a little clunky, it looks kind of gross. I get it. It's still a work in progress. It's just something I've kind of abandoned for now. I mean, I do update all the information every single week, but as for the visual aspect of it, I kind of put it off to the side a little bit. But if you scroll down, you're going to see the cheat sheet. You can either look at it from the website. I would suggest clicking here where it says click here. So that's what I'll do. Click there. It'll open up a Google Sheet. And from here, you can follow along with me throughout this video. So what I have under the grass stats, this is going to be the same thing I had last week as well as the week before. And what did I say at the beginning of this video? I've been very successful the last 2 weeks. So we're just going to continue to work with this. And I am looking at Bermuda as my first grass stat. Again, if I go to SweetSpotDFS.com under golf course stats, you can see the overseed is Poa, but underneath that, the base layer is Bermuda. Now, what I had said, and no, I get it. If I'm watching this right now, I'm probably yelling at the screen going, it's overseed. The base layer doesn't matter. I agree. 100%. The base layer doesn't matter, but you want to know where Bermuda mostly grows? In the southeast. We are in the South. We are in Texas. So this is kind of just doubling down on players or golfers that play well in Texas or play well in the South. I do believe there's a bit of advantage playing in a region that you are comfortable with. And that's all that the Bermuda stats are providing in the cheat sheet. The second grass, Poa, obviously. So I just want to find the best golfers that are either region specific and or grass specific. And again, you can check that out right here. It actually just reminds me I want to put more information on here. So I'll have to figure out how to do that. I do have a little bit more space I can work with. But anyways, people in the chat, how do you feel about it? Is there anything you'd like to see different on here? Anything you'd like me to add? I think we probably added a few pieces of information, but let me know. This is basically what you see on the tournament fact sheets. You will see the overseed grass. You will not see the base layer grass on the tournament fact sheets, but you'll see average green size, bunkers, how many holes water's in play, the turf grass length, rough, greens, all that length. I also have off the tee shot shapes and approach shot shape. So if you didn't know this, what I like to do is I like to map out every golf course. And I've done this for every golf course that's been on tour. I have a big database where I've captured all of that information, and that big database is now being shown on SweetSpotDFS.com. So I give you a little summary over here of how many shot shapes matter, what shot shapes matter and how many. So this is kind of your summary, but you can go down here and kind of look at the scorecard. Holes 1 through 9 are up here at the top. Holes 10 through 18 are down at the bottom. And you can see what shot shape is beneficial off the tee or approach on each of those holes. This has been a lot of fun to create. And I knew it was going to be somewhat daunting because of these are all individual fields that I had to post in here. I'm glad that it loads pretty quickly. This is going to be, I mean, if it takes a little bit of time on your computer, I understand why. There is every little piece of information. So if I were to switch golf courses and say instead of TPC San Antonio, maybe I go TPC Sawgrass, and I drill down on that, you see everything updates. So all of this will update. You can check out whatever golf course you want to look at. TPC Scottsdale, it all updates. Even the shots over here, the scorecard updates. I'm so excited for this tool. It's so cool. I suppose what I could do is maybe add a total yardage, total par. Probably could add all that stuff. Total off the tee and approach. Yeah, maybe I'll do that eventually. Looks clean. Sweet. Appreciate it. So yeah, and in the future, basically what you'll be able to do is take any of this information and like on some of my other pages, so like my strokes gain stats page, if you just drill down on more filters, there's nothing in here right now. There will be. Basically, you will see, you know, I will have I'll just have grass stats. And basically it'll just include everything from overseed to turf grass. If you wanted to look at all the golf courses that have Poa Trivialis on them, that'll be included in the more filters on most of these pages, just so you know. It's just one of those work in progress things. I work on it when I have time. Unfortunately, I don't do this for a living, so I can't work on it all the time. But anyways, I'm really excited to get this out because it's been something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. It's pretty darn close to what I envisioned it to look like. The one thing I didn't know that was going to happen was the little summary box up here. I want, like, as I was putting information in, I wanted you guys to be able to see it, which I don't even know if you guys can see it that well on the screen. I'm kind of looking at it right now. It's kind of iffy, but yeah. If you go and visit the website, like you can zoom in and out however you want to. Zoom in on the website, or you can zoom in on the report itself. And I don't really suggest to do that. Just keep it as is. There's a little zoom bar down here that you can zoom in. So 110 is pretty good. 100 is good. So yeah, super excited about this tool. Super excited. So that's your golf course information. Oh, strength of field would be good too. That would be a tournament information piece. I'll have to create a tournament, well, a cheat sheet. Yeah, I'll just update a cheat sheet. So we're gonna have to go back to the spreadsheets to talk about the tournament. Now, if you didn't see, the Valero Texas Open was open to 156 golfers. 156. Now, there have been a lot of withdrawals since the field was announced on Friday. There were 4 open qualifiers, but the Valero Texas Open rules, there will be no alternates until the number goes below, or the field number goes below 144 golfers. So I believe on the top of my head it's 146, but let me double check. 145. So if there were 2 more withdraws, then alternates will take the place. So there can be 1 more withdraw before they actually, one more withdrawal where they won't do anything. 2 withdraws, they'll start replacing with alternates. So it's going to be about a 145 man field at most, but it'll be 144 no matter what. Again, this is the week before the Masters. It would not surprise me if we see some golfers deject. You know, I shouldn't say that. If they play poorly, they will deject and just withdraw. We've seen it how many years? Not in a row. Last year we had, I think, a couple withdraws, maybe 3, or maybe just 1. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it would just make sense. Why waste your time, especially if there's going to be any weather delays, which doesn't look like it. But if there were any weather delays that push like a Jordan Spieth back into Saturday's round and he's on the cut line, chances are he might stay, but also chances are he'll leave to go to the Masters. Jordan Spieth doesn't seem like the type of personality that would do something like that, but there are other golfers that would. I'm just using him as an example. So you can't really do much about that, unfortunately, and you shouldn't be building your lineups based off of that, but you could if you wanted to. If you had some kind of sixth sense that you're like, oh, Hideki Matsuyama is going to withdraw this week, I'm not going to play Hideki Matsuyama. I don't blame you, but Hideki has said in the past he likes playing the week before majors. So I imagine no matter what, he'll get all of his shots out of his system, whether he makes the cut or doesn't make the cut. So I don't know if that helps you guys out or doesn't, but I think it's pretty decent. Like it's good information to have, especially with someone like Hideki. Okay. So 144 people in the field. Our strength of field is 347. I've went back a couple years just to see how that compares. And in 2024, we had 426, which was high because Rory McIlroy was in the field. In 2023, it went down to 174. 174 is like the Rocket Mortgage Classic. It's like the RSM Classic. It's like any just run-of-the-mill event that doesn't have any status to it whatsoever. So that was 2022. Obviously, that's not what we have this week. This week it's in the 300s. In 2022, it was 214, and then I don't think I had it for 2021. Yeah, I do not have the strength of field for 2021. So it's kind of right in the middle. And quite frankly, I think you can use whatever course history you want. So go for it. That's kind of the whole purpose of looking at some of the strength of fields comparatively to other years. I think it's fine. Use course history however you want to, basically. And also top 65 in ties. It's just like any other normal PGA Tour event. I always like to mention that just in case people forget. So that's all I have for the tournament and course information. Let's get into past, optimal, and GPP winning lineups. So we're going to start here with the historic salary builds. This again is a page or a tool that you can look at on SweetSpotDFS.com. Just drill down under or hover over fantasy tools and see the drop down. Go to past salary builds to get here. Why I like this sheet, or why I like this tool, I should say, not sheet. I'm so used to spreadsheets. It gives you the most common salary build for an event and for all events. If you wanted to remove the Valero Texas Open from here and just clear the selections, you can see what the most common salary build is. And if you followed SweetSpotDFS, or not .com, but if you followed this channel for as long as I've been on YouTube, you know that I say follow the 10.98.776 salary build, then the 10.98.766. Then you can see 10.88.776 is another one. This includes 3 types of lineups, and the 3 types of lineups are right up at the top: GPP winning lineup, the optimal lineup, as well as the SweetSpot optimal. And you can drill down into all 3 of them. You can just look at 2 of them, or you can look at just 1 of them. Does not matter. It is at your disposal. It's your research. It's a research tool that you can do. Now, again, we're looking at the Valero Texas Open, so why not type that in? So Valero Texas Open. And basically what you get to see is a summary over here of the salary builds, but we can get a little bit more information from the summary box down here. So you can see what year I'm capturing these salary builds, what the max salary was in each of them, and what the minimum salary was in each of those lineups. So you can see SweetSpot Optimal, GPP winner, optimal lineup, and you can see how much money they used or how much money was left on the table. You can also look at max and min salaries. Now, another beautiful thing about this is click under more filters, and we can really filter out by how much salary was used. So if you don't want to leave a lot of money on the table and you're only comfortable leaving $500 on the table, you just go into the minimum and put $49.5 and it will change. And if that's all you wanted to look at, that's the only filter you wanted to look at, then you can see what the summary box over here says. But if you're going to leave $500 on the table and no more, so 500 and less, you'd want to follow a 10.97776 or a 10.98776. Those two records are the most common salary builds. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now this week, if we went to the cheat sheet and took a look, I'll go to my sheet, by the way, but you guys can do this on the cheat sheet. So when I'm looking at my spreadsheet, we have 4 10K golfers, 4 of them. So it's worthwhile. If there was only 2 and say it was Corey Connors and Tommy Fleetwood, we might be a little concerned about playing a 10K golfer. You could, if you wanted to, you could actually go into one of these tools, not this one, but go into the Pass Optimal and GPP winners. And for each year, you could go into 2024, let's say, this was last year, and sort from salary top to bottom, just to see how many 10K golfers there were. And then you can see how well they finished. 3rd, 7th, 14th, 75th. You can also do that for 2023. There were 4 10K golfers there. Corey Connors won. There was a 10th place finish, a 15th place finish, and a missed cut. Again, you can go to 2022. Cut, withdraw, 35th, cut. That's a pretty bad year for the 10K golfers. 2021, we had a cut, 1st place, 54th, and a 30th. 2020, no tournament because of COVID. In 2019, you had 5 10K golfers, 7th, 17th, 20th, 30th, and 61st. So really, it's up to you. It looks like almost every other year we're seeing a top 10 finish from a 10K golfer. And is it every even year we see this? Nah, 2023 we had a winner and a top 10. So yeah, I guess it's just, and you can see the caliber of golfer every single year too. So like in 2023, we had Tyrrell Hatton, Matsuyama, Fowler, and Corey Connors. Corey Connors won out of that group. I would have thought, you know, Hideki would have had a better chance of winning, and same with Tyrrell Hatton, but it was Corey Connors. So it's kind of like your lower end 10K golfer. Now, Corey Connors does well at the Valero Texas Open, so it doesn't surprise me. Here in 2024, so last year, Colin Morikawa finished 75th. By the way, he went on to what, finish 2nd at the Masters, or he was in the final group with Scotty last year. So, you know, playing this tournament and not doing so well doesn't really translate to a bad Masters finish. Just throwing that out there. But you had Ludwig, who finished 14th. Hideki finished 7th, and Rory finished 3rd. Now, Rory's elite, right? We don't really have that this year. We don't necessarily have elite. We have Oberg, which I guess Oberg is elite. Fleetwood. I like Fleetwood. I think everyone likes Fleetwood. Cantlay is actually one of those sneaky plays for me. I don't know how popular he's going to be this week. Obviously, you know me here at SweetSpotDFS. I just pick winners. I don't like to hope someone else's high-owned golfers do poorly. I just don't look at ownership. I just pick winners, and that's it. And then we got Corey Connors at 10-1. So another low 10K priced Corey Connors. He's playing pretty decent. I got no issue going back to Corey Connors. So when we look at these salary builds coming full circle, since we are going with a 10K, can you like look at all the salary builds up here right now? So again, I left, my filter has 49.5 and above. So I don't want to leave more than $500 on the table. So what this is kind of pointing me towards is starting all of my lineups with a 10K golfer and a 9K golfer. And in fact, you can kind of see the summaries here. There's 100% of these lineups that have that, just that filter for the Valero Texas Open, spending 49.5 and above. 100% of them have a 9K golfer in them. And also 100% of them have a 7K golfer in them. And then it just fluctuates from there. Almost half have an 8K golfer in them, half have a high 6K golfer, which is 65 and above, and half have a low 6K golfer, which is $6,400 and below. Well, I'm just going to play my percentages. I think I'm going to start most of my lineups with a 10, a 9, and a 7 and go from there. But again, you guys can use these filters however you would like. You can even see your max salary. You can figure that out if you want. Again, I will add more filters to this. Strength of field is one of those things I'd like to add. That way you don't have to filter down by tournament. But if you wanted to add more tournaments in here, like if you think there's a tournament that's very similar, like say the Houston Open, you can actually put both of those tournaments. And it'll just say multiple selections. You just got to drill down to see which selections were chosen. And then you can see whatever salary build shows up the most. And then again, you can filter down even more by looking at SweetSpot Optimal, or even GPP winner, which is pretty spread out. It's pretty crazy, all the different GPP winners. I have 8 of them between the Valero Texas Open and the Houston Open. So again, SweetSpotDFS.com. That's where you're going to find this tool and all the other tools that I'm showcasing on this channel. Now, another thing, if you really wanted to dig down and see what these lineups were, you can just drill down into whatever tournament it is, go to the Pass Optimal and GPP winning or winners tool. That again can be found Pass Optimals under the fantasy tools. Go to 2024 and just take a look at the GPP winning lineup. You can see which golfers were in that lineup. It was Rory at 12.3, Corey Connors at 9.4, Batia at 7.7, McCarthy at 7.5, Glover at 7.3, and then we had a 5K golfer in Ben Martin. If you want to take a look at the optimal, it's easy. It's so simple, man. I love creating these buttons where it's an adventure. I wish I would have recorded myself doing it, because yeah, I'll have to showcase that some other time. But you can see what lineup, which golfer or what golfers were in each of these lineups, how much money was spent, and how many points were scored. So it's super sweet tool, man. Love it. All right. Any questions? No weather edge to keep me up at night. There we go, AJ. Yeah, not too worried about it, even if there was one. All right. I got nothing else in the chat. I will do a roll call at 1 hour, at the 1 hour mark, probably after the review. Actually, maybe not. I actually got to get the review up. Forgot to. Bear with me. This is being stupid for whatever reason. There we go. Okay. Let's do this and then put that up there. And let's talk about a review of the Houston Open, the Texas Children's Houston Open. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I had a very successful week. Could have been so much more. I should say very. I had a successful week. It could have been so much more had Scotty Scheffler won. Scheffler obviously finished second. And one thing that I also said this in the beginning of this video, I haven't watched much content the last couple of weeks. I heard on X some video, I can't remember which one it was, talk about how at Memorial Park golf course, obviously that's the golf course they use at the Houston Open, it's pretty wide open, meaning you can bomb driver pretty much anywhere and get away with it, which you saw Minwoo do on his final round. I mean, he did it in some weird places and got away with it. And so there have been a couple touts or whatever that were like, yeah, I like Minwoo this week. It mitigates his weakness, which is hitting the ball straight, and it accentuates his strengths, which is hitting the ball far and having good irons. There was no rough. There's barely any rough at the Houston Open, and they do that because they want it to simulate the Masters tournament as much as possible, where there's very little rough at Augusta. But yeah, I didn't think about it. When I think about Scheffler, there's a bit of a concern I have with Scottie Scheffler going into the Masters. The guy has been missing left with his driver so frequently. It is annoying and it's scary all at the same time, because if you're someone who likes to bet Scottie Scheffler or play Scottie Scheffler like I do, it's like, do we play Scottie Scheffler at the Masters? Now, pricing came out already, and I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm probably still going to play Scottie, because at 12.4, that gives me so much more flexibility. If he was 13,000, I think I just auto cross him off. But at 12.4, whoo, that is easy to do. And there's other soft pricing that is with those other golfers. But again, this is a review of the Houston Open, not a preview of the Masters. I'm just showcasing I'm just stating the fact that Minwoo and Scottie, to me, for how erratic they are off the tee. Same kind of goes for Wyndham Clark. I don't know much about Sami Välimäki's game to really understand if he's erratic off the tee. I know he bombs it. I know he's a big Finlander. But yeah, look at all the guys who just smoke driver. Definitely a bomber's paradise. So congrats to all of those that had Minwoo Lee. He was $9,600. And really, I guess, let's go into the review, and I'll talk more about the golfers once we get to the lineups. But when it comes to how well the bucket system did, how well the SweetSpot process did, it starts here with the bucket system. And basically what you see on screen is just that. It's the bucket system. We'll be talking about this for the Valero Texas Open. I'll have a different bucket system for that. I have one for each tournament all the time. So I like to look at this year's total, the little summary box that's over here. And I like to look at all the Ys. The Ys mean the projection that I had for those buckets became true. And how the formula in here, because it is a formula, as you can see. I mean, you can barely see it on the screen, but it's right up here. There's a formula that's driven in here. Basically, it looks at all the top 10s, or not so much all the top 10s. It looks at the top 10 and it extracts the golfers that have or that fit in that bucket. So for this last year one bucket, we had 3 top 10s. Now, my projection for that bucket was 1.37 to 2.28. But I have rules that go with this. We round down with the minimum, we round up with the maximum, and we always want a 2-point buffer. So this becomes 1 to 3. Well, there are 3 golfers inside the top 10, but not only that, there were 2 golfers in the optimal lineup and 2 golfers in the sweet spot optimal, which is just automatically going to follow all of these projections. When we look through the bucket system, you can see there's 2 ends, 2 no's. One is this last week 3 bucket. Now, what did I say? Not too long ago, you want a 2-point buffer between the minimum and the maximum, a 2-point buffer. So this actually reads 0 to 2. There are 17 golfers in that bucket. It's always going to be 0 to 2. Now, if there's only 1 golfer in that bucket, it would be 0 to 1. And if there were 2 golfers in that bucket, I'd probably make it 0 to 1 still, but technically it would be 0 to 2. And all we had were 2 golfers in it from the top 10 and the optimal lineup. So technically that bucket was successful. I just don't have the formula in there to include what I just said. This bucket here definitely failed though. So your course history 6 golfers who just have never played the Houston Open before, there were 3 golfers that finished inside the top 10, 3 golfers in the optimal lineup, 2 in the sweet spot optimal. So technically 1 bucket out of the 36 buckets that I look at failed. So that just means the projection failed. So really it comes down to, did the sweet spot optimal beat out the GPP winning lineup? Because the sweet spot optimal follows those rules. You can see there are 2 golfers from that bucket in the sweet spot optimal. There'll never be anything more than the projections unless I say otherwise. So when we go into reviewing the optimal, the sweet spot, and the GPP winning lineup, have them all right here. Now, this is just exclusive to me. If you were to buy the lifetime membership on SweetSpotDFS.com, I will give you all of these spreadsheets. I got no issue with that. So if you were interested in that, I would just share links with you to each of these spreadsheets, and you could copy them if you wanted to. I got no issue with it. You're doing more than enough by becoming a lifetime member at SweetSpotDFS.com. So either way, optimal lineup scored 713 points, and that consisted of Minwoo at 9,600, Woodland at 71, Scheffler at 12,700, Valimaki at 6,600, Toasty at 6,700, and Ryan Gerard at 7,200. It used up 49,900 of the salary. It's a pretty damn good lineup. Your GPP winning lineup scored 647.5. Again, the optimal scored 713, so it's a big gap between the two. And it used up 50,000 of the salary, but it had 5 golfers inside the top 5, which is remarkable. It's really good. 9,600, excuse me, $9,600 Minwoo, $6,600 Valimaki, $6,700 Toasty. But instead of Scotty, he went with Rory, and he also went with Wyndham Clark and Nate Lashley, nasty Nate Lashley, who scored him 76.5 points. That was your GPP winning lineup. Again, that scored 647.5. Your sweet spot scored 704.5. It used up 49.7, and it was 5 of the same optimal lineup golfers, but instead of Ryan Gerard at 7,200, it went with Isaiah Salinda, and that just follows all the sweet spot rules, including the Marquee Tee Times, which is the last thing I'm going to review. Marquee Tee Times for the Houston Open. I'm just going to highlight each of these groups that played Thursday, Friday together. The sweet spot process tells us we want to play 2 to 4 golfers, and we don't want to pair them up in the same group because the percentages aren't on our side. There was a withdrawal in the Kitayama and Dunlap group, so there's only 2 people that are highlighted there. But basically what you want to look at, the little tick marks for the Marquee Tee Times, we had Scotty and we had Minwoo. Minwoo was in the Marquee Tee Time. He played with Harris English and Carl Phillips. So we had our 2 golfers. Out of the 2 to 4 you want to play, we had 2. Same applies with the Sweet Spot Optimal, which was Scotty and Minwoo. What you will see, obviously the guy who won $50,000 paired up Rory and Wyndham together. So yeah, it can happen. But the purpose of this channel is to follow the sweet spot process to hit the optimal lineup. We're targeting the optimal lineup and we're trying to do our best to hit it. If we can't, hopefully we hit the second best lineup or the third best lineup. And the sweet spot optimal crushed the GPP winning lineup. Now, it's not saying much. The GPP winning lineup was the best lineup in that $5 Drive the Green contest. Again, they won $50,000. I didn't, but I'm just showcasing like, hey, you can either follow the sweet spot process, which is almost a guarantee. If you build if you like Chad Eckert would say, your 6-man parlay. If you get your 6-man parlay with the sweet spot process down, I don't think it's going to lose to any other lineup. It obviously just needs to, you just had to be on Scotty and Minwoo Lee. I was not on Scotty and Minwoo. I was on Scotty, and I would, like I said, had Scotty won, I'd have made some pretty decent money because that additional 10 points bumps me ahead of like 10 contest winners that were winner take alls. So like I was really close, really close. Yeah. That is your review of the Houston Open. Sweet spot process. Obviously, like I just said, the Sweet Spot Optimal took down the GPP by like 50 points. Marquee Tee Time rules work. Bucket system, 35 out of 36 buckets correct. That's all of it together. If the Sweet Spot Optimal beats the GPP, that means it was a success. And so we have ourselves a successful week with the Sweet Spot process. So we'll carry all that information over for the following pieces that we'll be talking about for the Valero Texas Open. But first, I'm gonna check out the chat because I see some messages. AJ goes, screw Taylor Moore. Yep, I agree. He was in a couple of my good lineups, and he withdrew right after lineup lock, so that sucked. No Weather Edge to keep me up at night. I read that. What's going on, Ryan Henson? Bridgman didn't win. I told you Bridgman wasn't going to win. And now he withdrew from the Valero Texas Open, so maybe just bad luck. Anyways, let's move on to the bucket system for the Valero Texas Open. Now, you guys can follow along with me when I go over the bucket system. You just have to go to the cheat sheet. And again, to access the cheat sheet, go to SweetSpotDFS.com, hover over Fantasy Tools and find Cheat Sheet, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom where you'll find this Click Here button and click it. That'll send you to the SweetSpot DFS cheat sheet, and you can find the bucket system there. So I do provide everyone a bucket system if you want to go take a look at it. I will be using my own sheet, though. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put some filters on this. I'm going to clear out the filters. Very surprising that there's actual filters in here. Most of the weeks I don't have them because I remember to remove them before looking the next year. Okay, so Valero Texas Open. I see your question, John. I'll answer that at the end of the at the end of the segment. If you want to, I like to try to find anchor golfers, and to find anchor golfers, I want to find my anchor buckets. And to find an anchor bucket, go to max projection after a filter's been added to your bucket system. Go here, filter by condition, greater than or equal to 2. Essentially, that will mean that the minimum will always be 1 or greater. Now, there are some really close ones like the strokes gained 1.12 to 2.02. Technically, the projection would be 1 to 3, but this 2.02 is so close to being under 2 that what I end up doing is I do bump this up to 3, but I make it a 0 to 3. So I did it with that one. I also did it with last week 5s. So those are the only two that I'm not including in my anchor buckets, but technically these would be all of your anchor buckets. There are what? 11 total buckets. I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to bump this up to 2.3. Now get rid of the other, the 2 buckets I said that I'm not including. Now the only thing to do from here, now technically these would be your anchor buckets, but for the sake of the video not being too long, I'm going to just kind of filter out even more. So I'm going to only grab buckets that have 16, 17, or 26 people in it and kind of cut the rest off. And so I get last year 1s, recent form 2s, and strokes gained 2s. I don't really care to talk about strokes gained 2 buckets, but I will talk about last year 1 and recent form 2. So basically go back to your the cheat sheet, or the dream sheet as it's called on the cheat sheet. And I'm going to sort salaries from top to bottom, and we're going to take a look at the last year 1s. So last year 1s, we have a total of 16 golfers. Now, this is 16 golfers that top 20'd this event last year. And of them, we got Ludwig Oberg, Tommy Fleetwood, Hideki Matsuyama, Jordan Spieth, Akshay Bhatia, and Denny McCarthy. I'm not going to mention the rest of them. There are notables there, but these are kind of the top of the bucket. I'm going to like Ludwig almost every single week. So there's nothing really that I need to touch upon other than just say Ludwig is the class of the field. And if his driver's on, this is a perfect golf course for him. I like to think he's going to be pretty darn good here. Tommy Fleetwood, I'm not going to play Tommy Fleetwood. I'm just not that interested. Like, it just seems this tournament has never had the energy of a big time event. It's never had the energy of an event that matters to any of the golfers in the tournament that are 10K and above, or even 9K and above. Like last year was a battle between Denny McCarthy and Akshay Bhatia down the line. That's what made that tournament fun, because I mean, Akshay had already won on the tour before, but it would have been Denny McCarthy's first win. And he was lights out on Sunday. Akshay, you know, like I think he didn't have an invite to the Masters, so he needed to win in order to get to Masters. So there were good storylines. That's what made last year's tournament fun. These top price guys, I just don't know if there's enough heart in any of them to actually play well this week or stick it through all the way. I think Ludwig could just blitz the golf course. I don't think Tommy could blitz the golf course. Tommy is a great golfer at like sticking it to the grindstone, where he's just going to, no matter what, he's going to make the cut. No matter what, he's going to do his best to finish inside the top 10. But it's just like, it doesn't feel like winning. I mean, obviously he hasn't won on the PGA Tour yet, but what I was going to say is I don't think winning comes easy to the guy, whereas it does for Ludwig. Ludwig doesn't really have to try hard and he just wins. And the same can be said about Hideki Matsuyama. Now, the only concern about Hideki Matsuyama is we haven't seen him in a while, but sometimes that's just fine. How often does he play well at the Sony Open, where he might play the Tournament of Champions, but he takes a full long week off prior to that, or not week, but like a month off prior to that. I got no issue playing Hideki Matsuyama this week. Same kind of goes with Jordan Spieth. I actually feel like this is a great barometer to see. I mean, you know, this is the tournament that Jordan played that really weird strategy on that one hole where he hit it on top of a roof so he can get a free bounce or a free drop to have a better line to the, I can't remember exactly how it went. But it just, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about with Jordan, is like Jordan's going to always try to find a way to win. And this is the Texas Open. This is a tournament that matters to him. So I have no issue going to Jordan Spieth. $9,700 is pretty expensive, but it's fine. I don't mind going back to Batia or McCarthy. What I had said in the beginning of this video is if Denny McCarthy wins the golf tournament, I will give away a golf ball with his signature on it. He signed it for a buddy of mine who then gave it to me. If you want an entry into the Denny McCarthy giveaway, not here in the live chat, but when this video is posted, after I'm done going live and it's posted onto YouTube for people to replay it, go to the YouTube comment section there and type in Denny McCarthy. That's how you get an entry into the Denny McCarthy signed golf ball giveaway, is doing that. So just remember that. Remember that. If you're already here in the live chat, just remember, once I finish the stream, just go into the comments afterwards. Hit up the YouTube comments afterwards and just put Denny McCarthy in there. Because if Denny McCarthy wins this week, I will give away that golf ball. It is a Titleist Pro V. I forget what, there's a logo on it, but he signed it for a buddy of mine. And I don't really need to talk. Yeah, that's it. That's all I care to talk about. The rest of the golfers are fine. If you want to play any of these guys, Keith Mitchell, Sam Stevens, Fitzpatrick Hoey, Putnam, even Thorbjorn Olesen, got no issue with it. Chan Kim, I know he's been mentioned in other people's podcasts. I have no issue. No issue. Go ahead and play those guys. Next bucket to look at is recent form 2. And in this projection, or in this bucket, we're projecting 1 to 3 to finish inside the top 10. 1 to 3. And we get Oberg, Matsuyama, Batia, and McCarthy once again. Those are the only 4 golfers that were in the last year 1 bucket. Now, them being in multiple anchor buckets does not ensure that they will finish inside the top 10. It just increases their odds. In this bucket, we also have Tony Finau. Really, I don't know. I'm not going to mention like JT Poston or Bud Cauley or even Jake Knapp as golfers like, oh, you should be on the lookout for these guys. But they're all playable. Every one of them playable. Everybody in this group. Victor Perez at $7,100 might just be one of the biggest steals. He was, what, 7,000 last week? And played pretty darn well. I had no issue going back to Victor Perez. Isaiah Salinda, also don't have an issue going there. $7,300. He's 23rd in my model. Patrick Rogers is 25th in my model. And he's, what, $100 more than Isaiah Salinda. So there's a lot of good golfers in the 7K range. I got no issue playing any of them. And that's all I'm going to spend time on the recent form 2 bucket. The next bucket isn't really worthwhile to talk about, but it is the stroke gain 2 bucket. The best way to do this is just sort from lowest to highest from the strokes gain bucket, and that's how you can find the strokes gain 2 the easiest. And the projection here is 1 to 3. Let's see if I can get every golfer on the screen. There we go. So basically wedged between Seamus Power and Jordan Spieth here. Here are all the strokes gain 2 golfers. I will say this, the optimizer liked EVR when I was running it a couple times. He has withdrawn from the last 2 events, so be on the lookout for that. For the rest of the golfers, you have Oberg, Connors, Bradley, Batia, Burns, Stevens, Woodland. Those 7 golfers alone, to me, have the best chance to win this tournament. I like every single one of them, and I think each one of them is live to win. Maybe not so much Sam Stevens, but I do like Sam Stevens this week at a flat 8K. I got no issue playing Sam Stevens. And I also don't mind going to Sam Burns at $8,600 in a field like this. So you do whatever you guys want to do with the golfers here. I'm not going to talk about the rest of them, but there are some notable mentions that we will see being built with the optimizer once I start building lineups for people. So like I said, I'm not going to go over the rest of them, but this is a good bucket to select at least 1 to 3 golfers from. So that was your bucket system. We hit the 1 hour mark, so we got to do a roll call. Who's your favorite golfer this week? That's all I want you to put in the chat. If you're here in the live chat, tell me who your favorite golfer is this week, and you will get an entry into the weekly giveaway next week at the Masters. That might just be a super big giveaway. I think that's probably what it'll end up being, guys. It'll be like a mega weekly giveaway. So yeah, this will be a Masters giveaway. Definitely will. I'm going to make this a Masters giveaway. So here you guys go. You get a free entry into the giveaway right now. But basically, you're going to either win anywhere between $5 to $100 with this giveaway, depending on how many people subscribe to the channel. And you know what? Let's just capture it right now. I have 806. I'm going to type this out right here. 806. Make it real big for y'all. $806 subscribers. For every 5 new subscribers that I get this week, for the whole week leading up to next Tuesday, every 5 subscribers, I will add $10 to the giveaway. Every 5 subscribers, I will give, or I'll add $10 to the giveaway. So obviously 811. So it's going to start out at $5. Just so you guys know, it's going to start out at $5. $5. When we get to 811, I'm not even going to put that down there. This will turn into $10 at 811. And so on and so forth, all the way up to $100. So I can give away up to $100. I just need more subscribers. So again, we're at 806. So basically 50, is it 50? Yeah, 50 new subscribers. So if we can hit that goal over there, actually, let's just make it easy. If I hit that goal all the way over there, it's $100 flat. But I'm going to try to get 50 new subscribers. So just for anyone that's coming in here that's going to watch the Masters and you want an entry into the Masters giveaway, again, it could be anywhere between $5 to $100. So it's really up to you guys. AJ Love says Gerard. He already said that earlier, but good to know. Ryan says Corey Connors. I got no issue with that. I like Corey Connors this week. Nathan Johnson. Nathan Johnson's a lifetime member at SweetSpotDFS.com. Congrats, Nathan. Daryl Mooney. Daryl, you won a month's subscription to SweetSpotDFS.com from a giveaway earlier today. Philip, what's up, guys? Just getting in. Philip, give me your favorite golfer this week, and you will get an entry into this giveaway. This will be the Masters giveaway. I certainly don't have it up yet as the Masters giveaway, but it will be the Masters giveaway. Joanne says, Collie. I do like Collie this week. He will be in my lineups for sure. Philip, I imagine you're going to give me a golfer, so I'm just going to go put that there. Anybody else that's in the chat, again, give me your favorite golfer this week to play. And if you're not yet subscribed, be subscribed. If we get to 25 likes, I will give away 5 YouTube memberships. And every Wednesday night, I go live for my YouTube members, the white tier and above. I will be a lifetime member as soon as I hit the 50K again. Well, it's only $600 to become a lifetime member, so you don't have to win 50K. You could win $1,000. Throwing that out there. You could also be part of this giveaway right here. Yeah, I guess I'll just paste it over. You'd be a part of this giveaway. Sign up on SweetSpotDFS.com. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a lifetime membership as well as an annual membership. Okay. Yep, there we go. Woodland. Philip Hall says Woodland. There we go. All right. So, went over the bucket system. Last thing to go over is the Marquee Tee Times. Here we go. You can follow along with me on the cheat sheet. All you got to do is get to the dream sheet, find the group rank. I think it's column O for you guys, and sort from A to Z, and you will get all of the golfers that are in the Marquee Tee Times. And I will be building lineups for the viewers that are in chat right now. I want you to select 2 to 4 golfers from here. If you want me to build lineups for you, select your 2 to 4 golfers from here. The reason that I go over this every single week is because there's like a 95% hit rate that this just works. So like the rules are 2 to 4 golfers you want from the Marquee Tee Times, and you do not want to pair them up together. You do not want to pair up golfers in the same group together. Although last week at the Houston Open, you did have Rory and Wyndham in the GPP winning lineup. That obviously won 50,000. I'm not taking anything away from that. But the SweetSpot Optimal scored 50 more points than that, and it still didn't score enough to be the optimal lineup. But he just followed the SweetSpot process and went with Minwoo and Scotty. I don't know how easy it would have been to get to the other golfers, but you probably could have pretty easily. Anyways, group 1, we have Ludwig, Akshay Bhatia, and Maverick McNeely. I don't mind either one of them. I'm probably going to play more Ludwig than the other 2, but the other 2 are kind of good pieces to build in other lineups. So I got no issue with it. The next group after that is Hideki Matsuyama, Jordan Spieth, and Keegan Bradley. I also don't have an issue with anybody in this lineup, and this reminds me of previous Marquee Tee Times from other tournaments where 3 golfers that are the same price tag or pretty damn close to the same price tag, one of them tends to finish inside the top 10. So whether that's Matsuyama, Spieth, or Bradley, your choice. But again, the rule is not to pair golfers up from the same group. So if you like one of them, don't pair them up with another. Simple as that. Of course, you can break that rule. Does not matter to me. You do whatever you want with your money. The next group is Tommy Fleetwood, Sam Burns, and Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler's been kind of sneaky good. Not sneaky good. He's been pretty decent as of late. I have no issue playing Ricky Fowler this week, especially in that group, because I'm not anchoring my lineups around Tommy Fleetwood, nor am I anchoring them around Sam Burns. I think what I'll end up doing is, just like in all my Wednesday videos, I try to find the 7K combo buckets, like the golfers that are pretty decent. And that's actually something I should bring up in this video. We'll talk about that when we get to building lineups. But I guess if any of those lineups have that start with Tommy Fleetwood, that's fine. Like if I anchor around 2 7K golfers, or I'm anchoring around one 7K golfer and one 9K golfer, I'll let the optimizer just choose whatever 10K golfer it is. I don't really care. And if it's Tommy, it's Tommy. That's wonderful. If not, so be it. The next group is really interesting. Patrick Cantlay, Tony Finau, and Justin Rose. Rose at $7,300 makes lineup building much easier. Finau at $8,800 kind of makes it a little challenging. And obviously we went over past optimal lineups and past salary builds. Many of them do not have an 8K golfer in it. So at $8,800, that might be a bit steep for Tony Finau. I do like Cantlay the most in that group though. Simple. He's also been pretty rock solid in his previous tournaments. So I got no issue going to Cantlay. In group 5, we have Denny McCarthy, Tom Kim, and Jake Knapp. I obviously not a huge fan of small hands Tom Kim. I still continue not to be. I do feel like he's going to turn it around eventually. Nothing about his play has actually made me feel that way. It is more just a feeling about Tom Kim. Last year, he was struggling until he wasn't. I don't know when that's going to be for Tom Kim, but obviously he did really well at the Wells Fargo Championship last year against Scottie Scheffler. Scottie Scheffler ended up winning that tournament. But if you went prior to that, you would have had a fun time interacting with me and Byron Lindeque from Back Nine Bets. He was huge on Tom Kim early in the year. I was not, because quite frankly, you could see the writing on the wall. Tom Kim has a mental game that it's terrible. And I don't know. He's not the same small hands Tom Kim he was from last year. But there is still something. And I don't know if it's his slow play. I really liked what Minwoo Lee did last week when he had his little tap in putt, his 8-inch tap in putt. He did aim point. I loved it. And that was a joke, obviously. So Tom Kim to me is just a bit mental. Too mental for me to really enjoy playing or want to play, especially at $8,400. Again, we haven't seen a lot of 8K golfers in the optimal lineup or even the sweet spot optimal. So I have no issue fading him, but I'm not going to completely fade him. I do like Denny McCarthy and I do like Jake Knapp. So I'll be playing those guys. The next group, Siwoo Kim, Brian Harman, and Cam Young at $7,100. I don't know how serious Cam Young is as a golfer. The joke is he's the most unserious golfer on the PGA Tour, and it's hard not to agree. I don't know if I really like Cam Young that much, but at $7,100, I'll probably sprinkle him into a couple of my lineups. I have no issue with it. I don't like, I mean, the guy seems broke. Kind of seems like I don't know him personally, but he kind of seems like a dumbass. Like he reminds me of Dustin Johnson to some extent. Obviously, when you listen to Dustin Johnson talk, he's not a dumbass, but his how he deliver his words and the things that he says, like the joke is the video he created back in college. The most important thing about hitting a cut is making sure that it's to hit a cut. It's like, yeah, that was him in college though, but he kind of still is that dopey type of person. And that's exactly who Cam Young is. He just doesn't have DJ's talent. And that swing he has is not as repeatable as people think that it might be. The pause that he does, it just does not look very balanced all that much. And I don't trust Cam Young. But again, I'm not going to completely fade him. I'll sprinkle him into some of my lineups. Kind of like Siwoo Kim this week, though. $8,700. If there was an 8K golfer I like, it's going to be Siwoo. Next group is Corey Connors, Gary Woodland, Max Homa. Gary Woodland didn't get much of a bump for finishing second last week at the Houston Open. I'm still kind of in wait and see mode with Woodland. I know that sounds weird with him playing so well last week, but ever since his brain surgery that he had 14 months ago or whatever it was, I'm just kind of cautious in playing Gary Woodland, especially back-to-back weeks. I don't know what his endurance looks like, his stamina. I have no idea what his longevity looks like when it comes to playing good golf at a high level for a long period of time. I'm going to be more dubious than anything. So I'm most likely, I mean, if I'm playing Gary Woodland this week, it's going to be less than 7%. Max Homa is broken. This might be a week where he turns it all around. We haven't seen Max Homa in a while, but I don't care to play Max Homa. I could see these issues of his happening last year. The guy's definitely the biggest mental midget that's on tour. I never really liked his golf swing. Other people do. I think it's too mechanical. And he's just not in a good headspace. He did say he was hitting the ball the best he's ever done at the Farmers Insurance Open or whatever. It was, maybe it was after the Tory led event, which could have been the Genesis or it could have been the Farmers, but it's like, I think it was the Farmers. It's like, I don't care. You still didn't make the cut, and ever since then, he's just been playing dog water golf. So I don't care about Max Homa. I'm more interested in Corey Connors, and I'm more interested in Gary Woodland. The next group after that's Ben Griffin, Charlie Hoffman, and CT Pan. I think we're going on event number 13 in a row for Ben Griffin. He has a couple missed cuts in there, and I honestly don't care. $7,900. I'll play him at 12%, maybe, like exposure. I'm not putting a lot of Ben Griffin in my lineups, but he probably will see a lot of play, not only from me, but also from DFS players. And then CT Pan, $6,600. You could do worse. I'm not going to choose to talk about him. I'm not going to fall in love with this 6K golfer, but I'm also not going to disrespect him. So I'll have some CT Pan. It'll be 3% or less. And the last group is Patrick Rogers, Beau Hosler, and Andrew Putnam. I don't know. I don't mind Andrew Putnam. I don't mind Patrick Rogers. And if there was a tournament that I want Beau Hosler to do well at, it would be a Texas golf course. Since he went to college at Texas, he's from Texas. Just seems right. But he's also very underwhelming with his performances as of late. So hard to get to someone like Beau, but at $7,200, not that big of a deal. Okay. Those are your Marquee Tee Times. I'm going to leave them up on the screen. If you want me to build lineups for you, we're going to start building lineups here pretty soon. Find 2 to 4 golfers from here that I'll build lineups around. I'm going to build you all 5 lineups, and that's it, because I'm not going to spend a long time building lineups. I need to get on a decent sleep schedule, and there are some things that I still want to prep for the Masters. So let's put on some music. And let me answer a question that John had from earlier. So John asks, are you able to show your lineups from last week? Is that something you could do in the future? Yeah, I can show you what I did last week. Got no issue with that. So unfortunately, I can't sort, which would be nice. Be nice to sort. These are my contests from the last 3 days. So I like entering all these winner take alls. By the way, I saw Bryson up there who was sporting the SweetSpotDFS badge. If you didn't know, if you're a member at SweetSpotDFS.com, by the way, I'll show you the course and the golf course stats yet again. It's a new tool you guys can use. But if you were to go and I don't know what I can actually show this. Here, let me zoom out. So I'm going to click on this. If you didn't know this, it'll bring you to your membership on SweetSpotDFS.com. And you can change, you can do all your updates here. It's just, you click the little guy that's at the top right of the screen. You scroll down here, it says, do you want to represent SweetSpotDFS on your fantasy sites? Click the logo to find out which logo works best for you. Add it to your profile picture on DraftKings, FanDuel, or wherever you want to support SweetSpotDFS. This is available to you guys. Just create an account. It can be free. You'll get to this page. Just click on the link, and you get all these logos that you can use. They're pretty big. but that's because they're high definition. So you get your choice of whatever logo you want. You just right click it. You could open the image in a new tab, or you could go copy the image, or you could save the image as, and then you can use this. You can use these badges on any of your sites that you play fantasy golf on. So again, SweetSpotDFS.com. Go check your accounts. Easy peasy. Ooh, Joanne, I like that. Cantley and Collie. It's awesome. Oh, I was showing you results. So, you know, I had some lineups here, 415, 455, was 6th in this one, 518 is what I scored. Here's where I could have made some dough, are these little qualifiers. So here are the lineups that I had for those. 546, I was 4 points away. Like I said, if Scotty wins, I get the additional 10 points. I suppose we both do. So in this contest, I guess it doesn't really matter. It really just depended on how the other golfers finished. This one, yeah, he had Scotty, but not Minwoo. Anyways, so I guess I wouldn't have won either of those. Some of these were also close. I also had a lineup in the $500 winner take all. This one right here. I had a couple of them actually that were pretty decent. I'll only show mine. I had one that was 13th, one that was 21st, and one was 34th. This one right here was 2nd place after Friday, and it was like 11th place after Saturday, and then it obviously dropped down to 21st place. Jake Knapp was like doing really well until he wasn't. He was +5 on Sunday at one point in time, and actually got it back to +1, which thankful, that awesome. But yeah, missed out on some round under 70s with Eric Cole, Jake Knapp, Jason Day. That sucked. And then Svensson also just sucked it up on the weekend, but he was looking good. This lineup was looking the best. But yeah, I had this one too. So that'd have been nice getting like $500 more. Yeah, these are all my lineups that are, I guess, I not Doug Yim, but you can see the other contests that I was really close to winning some money. Got those qualifiers. Look at all the other ones that I finished 2nd or 3rd at. That's unfortunate. Like those, that would have been extra money. Maybe these are the ones that were really close. Yeah, I lost by what, 6 points to someone who had Minwoo Lee and a missed cut. Did not have Scotty. So in this lineup, if Scotty wins, because I had Scotty, I would have had that contest, which is just $10, but still, it's extra money. Yeah, a couple 5ths. Another one. I know I have some 50. Oh, some other. So these, they just pay you out in money. These qualifiers. I ended up winning $80 back on my 90. So I lost about 10, somewhere between 10 to 15 bucks last week. Cash in the drive the green, but whatever. Whatever. All right. My mom's girlfriend was like, "Why are you crying?" I said, "I want Woodland to win." They were laughing at me. You were crying? He wasn't even close. Like, yeah, he was close, but he wasn't that close. We got ourselves a sensitive Sally on our hands. Hey, what's up, Lombardi Lee? Nice to see you. All right, let's start building some lineups. If you guys didn't see, I'd just say this. If you want to look at this, screenshot it right now, pause the video, screenshot it. We're gonna get into lineup building. I'm building you guys 5 lineups each, and then we're gonna boogie out of here. We might do another roll call. If we get to 2 hours, let me know. Remind me that there's another roll call to do. Okay. So I'm gonna pin the first one that I see. Cantlay Connors. pin the message. Cantlay and Connors. I do like this too, by the way. 2 10Ks though, that might be challenging. Daryl says DK needs to change something up. Tired of someone withdrawing Thursday morning and no news until lineups are locked. Should allow changes from AM to PM stacks. Oh yeah. They should just replace it with the guide that comes into the tournament. Who cares? Like, well, I don't remember when it was, but API, Danny Walker. If I can't remember who withdrew there, but if you had Danny Walker on your team, you'd be making some money. Someone who has gone through a ton of life-changing health issues, I knew how much it would mean to him to win. Yeah, but he was never in the lead. That's my only thing. Okay, Cantlay and Connors, AJ Love. Again, I'm building you 5 lineups. I'm keeping my exposures the same. If it gets difficult, then we'll change some of that stuff. This first lineup is really good. Cantlay, Connors, McNeely, Gerard, Meisner, and EVR. Like I mentioned earlier, EVR has withdrawn the last couple weeks or the last couple events that he was scheduled to play, so there might be something there. Here's another good lineup. Cantlay, Connors, Fitzpatrick, Harmon, Salinda, and Perez. 10-10 and 4-7s. I'm a bit leery with 4-7s, but it's fine. Here we go. Cantlay, Connors, Collie Stevens, Cam Young, and Patton Kazire. Kazire tends to do well in Texas. I have no issue with playing him here. I think he made the cut last week, didn't he? I'll use strokes gain page. And I'll find... This is on SweetSpotDFS.com, of course. Let me find Pat Kazire down here, $6,300. Just drill down on his name and we can see what he did. Oh, he missed the cut. I thought he was doing well. That approach play is disgusting. Minus 4.98. Yikes. Let's not. Okay, we'll just skip that one and we'll try to save another one. Day withdrew that week. Oh, that's who it was. It was Jason Day. You're right. Okay, Sam Stevens, who I like this week. Chris Kirk, who's been forgotten. Tom Hoagie, who the only time I've ever really heard was, well, the only person I've listened to this week is Byron, Back 9 Bets. He brought up Hoagie. I got no issue with this lineup. I actually do like Tom Hoagie this week. Next lineup is Cantlay, Connors, Harry Hall, Rico Hoey, Patrick Rogers, and the assassin, Rio Hisetsune. Sure. Ride the hot hand of Hisetsune. No issue there. Then we get Cantlay, Connors, Denny McCarthy, 10-10-9. Cam Young, Matty Schmid, and Chandler Phillips. That one actually deserves one of these. Just what is going on? Like my system just cut out and then cut back in. I'll have to figure that out some other time. All right, so those weren't bad lineups, AJ. Like I said, I only built you 5, but with Patrick, Cantlay, and Corey Connors, it is pretty limited as to what you can do. I got no issue playing those 2 guys. I'm personally not doing 2 10K golfers together. I mean, I will in like one lineup and that's it. All right, moving on. Nathan Johnson, you ready? He wants Spieth and Collie. I like this. Jordo. Bud Collie. All right. Thanks. I'm listening and playing the course on PS4 now. There you go. All right, Mr. Nathan Johnson, you ready? Actually, I'm just going to build you your lineups. We're not going to see the same people show up because I have exposure set. First lineup is Jordan Spieth, Tony Finau, Bud Collie, Ben Griffin, Ricky Fowler, and Lee Hodges. Yeah, that's a great lineup. Super good. Next lineup is Jordo, Denny, Sam Burns, Bud Cauley, Novak, and Lauer. Okay, that's probably the best lineup of the night. It probably will be the best lineup of the night. I'm gonna finish these lineups, and I just noticed I kept this from last week. I want to take a look at that. Next lineup is Tommy, not Elitewood, Jordan Spieth, Bud Cauley, Charlie Chuck Hoffman, the Seagull, Justin Rose, and Henrik Norlander. Sure. I don't like Hoffman the most out of this lineup. And I honestly, I get reminded of what I want to do with Chuck Hoffman. Chuck Hoffman is a 6K golfer to me, so he will be owned 3% at most. Actually, no, 2.5%. At most. I do not want that much Chuck Hoffman in my lineups. Next lineup is Jordan Spieth, Tony Finau, Cauley, Ben Griffin, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Lee Hodges. Didn't we just do that lineup? Oh, we had Ricky Fowler with Ben Griffin. Oh my God. Okay. No, we're not saving. Hey, if you want a tight core, there you go. That was your core. But here we go. We get a little something different. We get Spieth, Finau, Cauley, Fitzpatrick, Hall, and Ryan Gerard. Okay. And ooh, this lineup is pretty juicy. Spieth, Cauley, McNeely, Ben Griffin, Knapp, and Victor. Oh, 49. Oh. Changing that back to 49.6. That is not what I want to see. Is it broke? It might be broken. Not so much broken as in like it's not gonna work. I think it might. Okay, I was gonna say I'm not sure if it's gonna have choices, but it's interesting. If you want to leave $1,000 on the table, technically that lineup for its metric, the projected, you know, whatever, with the model created with points, was better than this lineup. But this lineup is good. Jordo, Danny Berger, Bud Cauley, McNeely, Harman, and Victor Perez. That is by far the best lineup, I think, that will be built tonight. I'm going to keep saying that, so it might not even make sense. But yeah, we get Danny Berger in there. I do like McNeely this week. Got no issue there. I don't care. I don't mind playing Brian Harman this week. And then Victor Perez, like I said, I kind of like Victor Perez this week. So those were some decent lineups for Mr. Nathan Johnson. Next lineup, Joanne. She wants Cantlay and Cauley. I like this. Another Bud Cauley lineup, and I got no issue with that. Here we go. Building you 5 lineups, Joanne. We get Cantlay, Batia, Cauley, Griffin, Celinda, and the Assassin, Rio. Assassin. Yeah, I like that lineup. That's a really good lineup. Cantlay, Matsuyama, Bud Cauley, Rogers, Cam Young, Mac Meisner. Okay, Joanne, I think you are getting the best lineups because starting with the 10K and going to the 9Ks, I like this a lot. Cantlay, McCarthy, Cauley, Fowler, Kirk, Hoagie. Yeah, sign me up. I like those lineups. Cantlay, Bradley, Cauley, McNeely, Cole, Adam Schenk. Again, sign me. Is Ryan Henson in the chat? Ryan, how do we feel about Adam Schenk this week? He is friends with Ryan's aunt, I believe. And then we get 2 10Ks. So this happened naturally. We get Tommy Fleetwood, Cantlay, Bud Cauley, Max McGreevy, Matty Schmidt, who I like, and Vince Whaley. I got no issues with those lineups. Joanne, those were some dynamite lineups. Like I said, I'm just building 5 lineups tonight for people. I'm going to get out of here somewhat early. Get myself some decent rest. Dave Dean, you are next. He wants Spieth and Ben Griffin. So he going to jump on the Ben Griffin longevity train. on what, event number 14 in a row now for Ben Griffin. Build you 5 lineups. We get Spieth, Finau, Poston, Griffin, Gerard, and Brian Harman. No issues with that lineup. Oberg, first Oberg lineup, by the way. Oberg, Spieth, Griffin, Fitzpatrick, Hodges, and Patton Kizzire. We don't want Patton Kizzire, so we'll skip that one. Jordo, Batia, Burns, Griffin, Hodges, and McGreevy. That's fine. Got no issues there. Spieth, McCarthy, Burns, Griffin, Fitzpatrick, and then Grillo. Ooh, I like that lineup. That one's... Okay, that one deserves one of these. And then we get Fleetwood, Spieth, Griffin, Rose, Kuchar, Perez. Okay, love it. Did I actually... Oh yeah, you're not done yet. My bad. We got one more lineup after this. Joanne, thank you and good luck this week. Good luck to you too, Joanne. Spieth, Finau, Sam Burns, Griffin, Hodges, and Chris Kirk. I like that. Okay, that was our last lineup. Sweet. Those were some good lineups, Dave. There was a Ludwig lineup that was created, but I did not like Patton Kizzire enough to give the okay. Hope you do not mind. Okay, so that was Dave Dean. Hey, what's up, Eric, Joanne, Dave, Nate? Okay, that's not a lineup. Next lineup is going to be Philip. He wants McNeely and Fowler. Interesting. Very interesting couple here. Ricky Fowler is where? Right here. Group 1 and Group 3. We're going to give Ricky a 100-point boost, so we don't have to constantly change that. And we'll run Optimizer. Oberg and Bradley is my official request. You don't want Oberg, Siwoo Kim? Connors, Bradley, McNeely, Fowler, Celinda, and Mac Meisner. Sign me up. 10-9-8-7-7-7. That's a great lineup, dude. You get one of these. Next lineup. Hideki Matsuyama, Daniel Berger, McNeely, Harry Hall, Fowler, and Patrick Rogers. No issues there either. Okay, sounds good, John. Next lineup is Matsuyama, Berger, McNeely, Fowler, Gerard, and Hodges. Did we just do a Hodges lineup? Oh, we did a Rogers lineup. It kind of sounds alike. Okay, not bad. I do like. Now that I see Berger here, I want to build some lineups with Berger. Bradley, McCarthy, McNeely, Stevens, Fowler, Hoey. That's not a terrible lineup. A little worried about Hoey's accuracy off the tee. Connors, Berger, McNeely, Stevens, Fowler, and Damon. There we go. That's a really good lineup. I really like that one. Okay. Lots of Mac Meisner. Optimizer likes Mac Meisner. I had Toasty for a first round leader last week. Was he first round leader? I don't remember. All right, so that was Philip. And now we're on to Lombardi Lee, who wants Connors and Fowler too. Oh no, the last one was McNeely Fowler, but Connors showed up a ton. This one is Corey Connors and Fowler. Building you 5 lineups, Lombardi. First lineup is Connors, Tony Finau, Sam Stevens, Harry Hall, Ricky Fowler, and Brian Harman. No issues with that lineup at all. Next one we get is Connors, Keith Mitchell, Tom Kim, Fowler, Hoagie, and Perez. There we go. That's a good lineup. And 2 low-owned golfers, I imagine. No issue with that lineup at all. That's really good. Couldn't decide who I wanted up top, so figured I would let the optimizer pick. Okay. Connors, Matsuyama, Stevens, Fowler, Cole, and Cam Young. Wow, that one has upside, but also a ton of risk. Connors, McCarthy, Siwoo, Fowler, Novak, and the assassin, Rio Setsune. Next lineup is Connors, McCarthy, Mitchell, Fowler, Kirk, and Fisk. Okay. 10-9-8, 7-7-6. You could do way worse. I really like that lineup, actually. I could have highlighted some other ones, but I want to remember this one. 10-9-8, 7-7-6 with the $6,600 golfer. Steven Fisk, not too terrible. And the last lineup is Connors, Matsuyama, Fowler, Gerard, Hodges, and Bo Hosler. That's not terrible. Pretty kind of boring, safe. It's a good cash game lineup, I guess. Okay, moving on. We're cruising. Oberg and Bradley is my official request from John Bizzle. So we do get some Oberg lineups. And there haven't really been many Bradley lineups, so we're actually at it. We're adding a little to the ownership pile here. Here we go. First play of this course, I shot +5 on the PS5. First lineup is Oberg, Bradley, Harry Hall, Harmon, Celinda, and the assassin, Rio Setsune. Ludwig, Bradley, Fitzpatrick, Hoagie, Eric Cole, Cam Young. Now this has a ton of high upside, ton of risk, a ton of risk. Anytime Cam Young's in your lineup, could be messy. This is a really sexy lineup. Holy. Of course you can, wheels up. Give me 2 golfers you want to build lineups around. Here. Take a screenshot of this or pause the video here. Find 2 to 4 golfers from the Marquee Tee Times to build your lineups around and post them in the chat. But I'm going to go back and build these lineups for Mr. John Bizzle. This is a really good lineup, dude. Oberg, Bradley, Finau, Rogers, Meisner, and Ventura. Sign me the hell up, dude. See, now that one has all the upside that the Cam Young lineup had with, I feel like, less risk. Even though Chris Ventura is kind of risky, I still feel more comfortable playing Chris Ventura than I do Cam Young. Oberg, Bradley, Small Hands, Tom Kim, Fitzpatrick, Chan Kim, and then Mateo Monacero. What did Mateo do last week? Anybody remember? Did finish 39th. His off the tee game is awful. He's a short hitter. Here's wonderful thing about SweetSpotDFS.com and anybody who talks about strokes gain stats. Now, strokes gain off the tee basically takes wherever the golf ball ends up, what is the baseline from that place to put it in the hole. Then you subtract from the baseline that was previously had off the tee -1 stroke, and that's how you get off the tee. Essentially, all off the tee is distance and accuracy. So -4.93. You'd want to look at his driving distance, which was 280. That's not very far off the tee. And his accuracy was 51.9. That is awful. Awful. To hit it that short and only 51.9, that's god-awful. You can see similar weeks, like hitting it at 276 and just having 9% more driving accuracy gives you a little bit better off the tee. He is just god-awful. He doesn't hit the ball very straight. 1 week he hit it 71%, but he's averaging 280 off the tee. Not even so much 280, like 275. That's terrible. All right. I don't think you really need that much of distance at this event, but I'm not gonna waste my time playing Mateo Monacero. I mean, again, never disrespect a 6K golfer, but I'm not falling in love with Monacero's name. Mark Hubbard, on the other hand, I do respect, and I will play 10-9-8, 7-7-6, and it's a sexy 10-9-8, 7-7-6. You get Novak, Chan Kim, it's a really good lineup. That one's a good lineup. Cam Young, Fleetwood, Batia are my top 3 faves. You do like Cam Young. Okay. Oberg, Bradley, McCarthy, Chan Kim, Lauer, and EVR. I'm going to run this again and just see if we can get a non-EVR lineup. I'm very concerned about EVR. I like Ben Coles. You know what? 2 9Ks I don't think is going to do it this. I don't want that this week. Let's bring back Ben Coles in case he does get selected again. That'd be great. Oh, Philip, so there is more golfers in the same situation. What's the best way to check and see that? What do you mean? Philip, your message that says in the same situation, what's the best way to check and see that? I don't know what that pertains to. You'll have to let me know. And just so everyone's aware, it's funny. I do this with Byron all the time, and I remember I should do this. So like, I'll respond to something Byron said, you know, as soon as he says it. And I'll even say, haha, that's super funny. Of course he doesn't. And it pertains to whatever he's saying. 5 minutes later, when Byron reads it, he goes, what does this mean, Darbo? I don't understand. What are you trying to say? It's like, well, if you read the fucking comment, sorry, if you read the comment, the time I said it, it would make sense. So what I'll end up saying is, well, pertaining to Rose, I just don't like him or whatever, you know. I know I said a whole different message, but I don't remember what I just said, so I'm making something else up. But it's got to be specific with your questioning. I'm playing 16K. Guesses who that is Jackson Suber in the field? Because I bet it's Jackson Suber if that's the case. What golfers need a good finish to qualify for the Masters? Oh, I see. Your other message is up there. See who's going to give it all as we can try to qualify for the Masters. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I don't know how you can figure that out. I mean, OWGR, you top 50 make, and I couldn't even tell you what. I mean, I guess we could sit down and try to figure it out, but I'm not going to do that on the stream. It would be, he needs to get enough points to be inside the top 50. And I don't know exactly where he is off the top of my head. So Siwoo, where you at, Siwoo? Oh yeah, who was right here? Siwoo, line 18. He is currently 67th in OWGR from this last week. So he needs to gain 18 spots. It's most likely not going to happen, even if he finishes second place. It most likely won't happen if he finishes second. So he's going to have to win the tournament, is my guess. The OWGR used to have a chart, how many points you would win if you got first, second, third. Actually, you know what? Here, we can do this together. That's fine. It's fine. Actually, let's go back. You can drill down in a tournament and you can see the points that are gained. So Minwoo Lee won 53 points. Getting second, I mean, solo second, you probably get 30 points. Oh, points breakdown right here. Second, yeah, so second place, you'd get 32 points. So basically, we'd go to current ranking. And Siwoo is what, 67th place? Right down here. Total points is this row right here. But you can only gain 32. So we get down to 67. If he gets second place, that is. So he's at 85, but it goes based off of average, which is 1.6379. Jordo is above him at 1.6563. If he were to get 32 points, and it would be over 53 events. So we get 85 plus, I'm just going with second place. A win automatically gets him in, but let's just see if second place will get him in. So this will equal 117, and then we divide that by 53 because he'll be at 53 events. He's currently at 52. So that gets him 2.2. So if we scroll up to 2.2, that does get him in. That would get him inside the top 50 unless any of these other golfers also play well and, you know, bump up. But 2.2 would get him up to 40th place. If we go back... Oh, come on. I just want to click on one of these things. There you go. If we go back... 21 points. Does 21 points get it done? So 85 plus 21, 106. Okay. So 106 divided by 53 equals 2 on the button. Does 2 on the button get it done? That gets him right to 50th. So, you know, Tom Hoagie's still there. I guess if Tom Hoagie plays bad, you know, he could leapfrog. If Ben Griffin plays bad, he could leapfrog. I don't know how many points some of these other guys could lose, but it would appear that he needs at least to get 3rd place. I guess 4th place. He could probably get 4th place, and he could probably get 5th place. So 5th place or better. Let's put it this way. If he gets 2nd place, he's in. 3rd place would probably require some other golfers to do somewhat poorly. And then going from there, yeah, it really depends. His fate would be decided by other people, 3rd place or worse for Siwoo Kim. When it comes to 2nd place, he's going to solidify his spot in the Masters, going 2nd place or winning. This is interesting. I guess I never saw it this way before. 310 is the field rating. Cool. Ooh, strokes gained world rating. Gross. Performance points. That's what they were bringing into the contest. Is the total down here at the bottom? No, it is not. There's people with negative points coming in. That's funny. Okay, well, that was a quick deep dive. Sorry for... I don't remember whose lineup I'm building. It's winning in, Darbo. What's going on? Yeah, well, that's obvious, but I think he can get 2nd and get in as well. Okay, hold on. Lots of messages. Jesus. Sorry. I only saw a couple. I still have John's lineups to build here. All right, let me go all the way up. Wheels up, Suber. Yep. Bravo. You are super correct. Rated R Superstar. When I saw Subaru at the top, I knew you were happy. Subaru. Byron in the chat. I heard someone talking about Siwoo. Can't remember who. Byron, great stream with Kenny. Wheels up goes, lol. I would have won money last week, but cut line -2. My Subaru had Alex Smalley. Daryl Mooney wants a lineup. Okay. Connors, Burger, and Collie for you. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds like a dish. Sounds like an all-American dish. Burger, Collie, cauliflower. I don't know what a Connors is. Maybe a drink? Wasn't the top 50 lock after last week, which is why Michael Kim is in? Oh, maybe. Maybe. I have no idea. Missed Byron's stream. Had to go back and watch. Byron, every time Kenny talks, your face looks like I have no idea what crazy thing he's going to say, and I love it. Kenny is my long-lost Korean brother. Was in a work meeting, Wheels Up says. Byron, I checked back 9 for a stream today. Didn't see any. AJ, he does it on the Mail Media Network. They were doing a Majors Best Ball draft on Underdog and talking about golfers that were in and out. Gotcha. Shout out to Kenny the man. Is looking slim these days. Healthier body or even crazier mind for Kenny. Okay. We're all caught up. Might have been Pat Mayo talking about. Okay. All right. One last lineup for Mr. John Bizzle. John, I'm sorry. You're in the chat. I kind of went on a deep dive. Oh, we did build you a lineup. I don't know if you saw this. Solid. Oberg, Bradley, McCarthy, Hauser, Fishburne, and Henrik Norlander. I got no issue with that lineup. Sorry for the delay, John, but we got you your lineups. All right, so Wheels Up wants a lineup first, and then we will go to Daryl. Cam Young, Fleetwood, and Batia. Hey Byron, since you're in the chat, check out my new tool, Golf Course Stats. You get to see a bunch of stats up here. So it's a summary of the golf course, the turf grass, the base layer, as well as the overseed. If this is a Y, that means there's overseed. If it's an N, that means there's no overseed, and you don't have to worry about it. I show you how many preferred shot shapes there are off the tee, how many preferred shot shapes there are on approach, the turf grass length like you would see in the tournament fact sheets, your yardage, your par. I think the only thing I'm missing really is tournament. You know, I want someone to actually no, I'll just include that as a filter, or should I put it up here? I don't know. I don't have much space to work with. Let's put it that way. I can't really put anything else in here. But a tournament would probably be smart. And then you get a little scorecard down here. That was pretty fun. So you're in the chat. You want to see what this looks like behind the scenes, Byron? You'll get a kick out of this. It's insane. So here's the Power BI. And under each one of these, we have fields. They're all cards. They're all the new card that we have right here. I know you can barely see it on the screen. Can't zoom in here, can I? No, I can't zoom in on Power BI. I can zoom in on the report, but I can't zoom in on the selection. But each one of these are fields. And here's my database, basically. For the golf course, all of this, again, you can't see it. That's stupid for me to even ask. But yeah, this is all in one database, and it all pertains to the golf course. I've got shot shapes for each hole, approach, like each hole. On approach, off the tee, the yardage, the par on every single hole. That's all a field all to itself. The fairway length, the green length, average green size, the architect. I have up to 3 architects on a golf course, up to a few fairways, not fairways, Jesus, renovation architects. I had to create some calculated fields down here, which all were just in my mind. I just was like, I wonder if this works, and then it worked. So it was awesome. Turf grass right down here. Created some turf grass. These will show up. You see the little I combined values. So this is overseed grass 1 and overseed grass 2 for fairways. Instead of putting one field and then another one underneath it, I combined them together and put the little forward slash there. So that was fun to do. That was a calculation. I enjoy it. It's like, so one way that I look at this is if I go and put Cocoa Beach in here, you can see how it actually wrap text here. And then it shows all the different turf grass. And if I don't have the information, then obviously it just spits out whatever. And so all of these change, but you can see I have shot shapes. I don't have the grass length. But if we went to next week's tournament, Augusta, changes all that information in there. And you can see what it is on, it's like the most recent golf course will show up. You can see the renovation information, who was the architect for that. Do we have overseed? We sure do. It's going to be ryegrass with bent grass greens. And then I don't have that actual strain of Bermuda, but yeah. And then the scorecard underneath, which I should add total yardage for each 9. Total yardage, total par, all that good stuff. But you can find all of this at SweetSpotDFS.com under Fantasy Tools, Golf Course Stats. Easy peasy. Easy peasy lemony squeezy. Okay. That was fun. I know Byron will get a kick out of that. Little nerd sesh. Okay, back to building lineups. Cam Young, Fleetwood, and Batia. Cammy Boy Young, Tommy of the Fleetwoods, and Akshay Bhatia. Just building you 5 lineups, wheels up. There will be no rants tonight. I understand that was fun last week and the week before, but I got nothing to rant about. I've stayed away from content outside of Byron's, and Byron didn't trigger me into anything. So, Fleetwood, Batia, small hands, Tom Kim, Victor Perez, Cam Young, and the assassin Rio. Assassin. Also, I wore the red Sweet Spot shirt to my Sweet Spot shirt Army last gig and got a lot of compliments on the shirt. There we go. That's awesome. Next lineup is Fleetwood, Batia, Fitzpatrick, Ryan Gerard, Lee Hodges, and Cam Young. Got no issues with that lineup. Probably going to kick out Fitzpatrick, most likely. Nothing to rant about yet. I mean, if you got a topic for me to rant about, I will. How do you feel about Old Man Cooch, wheels up? Do you like Old Man Cooch? Because this lineup isn't terrible outside of Old Man Cooch. I'm going to save it. I'm not sold on Old Man Cooch. I don't really care. I know, Byron. So I don't know if you saw my message. I do this sometimes too. I forget. You can't put that shirt in the dryer. I know you said you were gaining weight or whatever, but honestly, to me, it has more to do with putting it in the dryer and having it shrink that way because it's 100% cotton. So if you want it to get a little bigger, all you got to do is strap some weights to the bottom of it, hang it up, strap some weights, stretch it out that way. I had to do that with my red shirt because I accidentally dried it twice because it was in with my jeans. So I hit the dryer cycle again, not for the whole time, but ooh, it came out small. Came out as a belly shirt. Fleetwood, Batia, Finau, Eric Cole, Cam Young, and Vince Whaley. No issues there. Let's find your boy Jackson Suber because he's not going to show up. He's not going to show up because the model that I have does not like him as much as the other guys. Let's go ahead and add him to a lineup for you. Like Old Lady Cooch. There we go. Sweatshirt also. Look at you repping the merch. Oh, what a sexy lineup. Well, okay. As much as I like to find golfers that top 20 or even top 10 the week before, but mostly top 20, not the week before, the year before, having the first place guy and the second place guy in lineups is not my forte. I guess there's a little superstition in that, but also I just don't think it happens all that often. If we were to go here and take a look, I mean, like, we have one top 20 finisher from 2024 inside the top 10. This is the match play, so that doesn't really count in 2023. Am I just gonna have match plays? Ugh, gross. Okay, well, I can't really tell. But having a first and a second, I almost guarantee you this. There might be I don't know how many events think I have a sheet that shows me this. Right here. This page too, it needs to get a little update, Byron. But I was showing you this. So I have buttons up here. Now the buttons that I was messing around with, you know, what information that I liked here. But you can look at your round by round summaries over here. You can also just look to see what their actual, you know. So like Minwoo, by the way, he finished second. Or he was in second place after round 2. Scotty was in first? Oh, that's after round 2. Round 3. So Scotty, round 3. If we were to go round 3 and just put in third place, you can look to see we can also do this. This is the easy way to do this, by the way. In round 4, just put 80. That will remove all the cuts. So of all the people who've ever been cut, we just kick them out. But anyone that finished, who's in third place after round 3, you can see what their average finishing position is, 5.34. How many total events, their top 5 percentage at the end of the tournament, their top 10 percentage, which nearly 100%, but not. And in fact, if you wanted to see the people who did, you just put 11 here in round 4. And we can see the golfers who didn't. Ryan Fox, 2025 Houston Open. He was third and then finished 15th. I'm sure that's a sore subject for some of you guys. But yeah, this tool here, ooh, this is one of my favorite tools. One of my favorites. Especially if you're doing like prize picks or any of the player props. So who's a golfer you'd want to see like for a first round leader? Denny McCarthy. You see Denny McCarthy, and then how often has he finished first? He's in first place after round 1. 5 times. Genesis 2025, Sony 2025, RSM, Travelers, AT&T. No wins, by the way. Obviously, we knew that. But 5th, 16th, 5th, 7th, 23rd. So I guess if he comes out hot, that's pretty decent. But anyways, we can just put in Denny McCarthy. And now I get every event under the sun that he's ever played. And I get to see what his low in round 1. We can look at his round 1 averages right here. 69.27 is his average finishing round. Now that also includes par 70s. That includes par 71s. This is par 72. There will be a filter in the future that you'll be able to go by, you know, filter it out by par. So you can actually see even more of the information you're looking for. Averages, not a lot of eagles. You can just look at his totals if you want to see how many eagles he's had in round 1. He's had 11. Over 139 events, he's had 11 eagles. Go back to the summary. Birdies, 4.39. So if you're on prize picks and it says 4, or even like 4.5, might be worthwhile. 54% of the time he finishes under 7. He shoots a sub 70 round. 54%. That's one of the, I mean, round 2 is where it's at for him, but yeah. Anyways, one of my favorite tools that I never really get a chance to talk about because I don't do showdown content yet, but eventually will. Anyways, I was talking about how I wouldn't want both Akshay and Denny McCarthy in a lineup. So I never dry my clothes. It was tight as fuck tonight, but if I lost a couple dozen pounds, it can fit again. It will fit again. Second playthrough plus 5 again. Okay. Ooh, this is a much better lineup. Fleetwood, Batia, Sam Stevens, Gary Woodland, Cam Young, and Jackson Suber. There we go. Those were lineups for Wheels Up. That last one was pretty good. All right, Daryl Mooney, are you still in chat? I'm sorry, I just sidetracked and got way past this. Let me know. I have one more lineup, don't I? After this, I think someone said something. Wheels Up goes, be careful, DFS golf touts. Eric might get upset again. I'm just looking for another lineup that I thought came in. Not sure. Are we getting any Batia selected? No, we're anchoring around Batia, so. Daryl Mooney, are you in chat? Let me know. Oh, we hit the two hour mark. All right. Roll call number 2. Just type SweetSpotDFS in the chat. That's easy. Easy enough. SweetSpotDFS. Let's see. And what do you want me to rant about, Byron? Jeez. Oh, by the way, Byron, here it is, the old pinky. Got a little splint on it. It's got to stay straight for 6 weeks, so can't really golf with that. Oh, did I, John? Okay. I suppose you did leave a lineup in, but you were behind. Yeah, it's good. We're good. And I guess I'll do that for wheels up too. You're welcome, John. Yeah, it's stupid, man. I'm talking to Byron. It's stupid. And I moved a couch, so I'm grabbing with this, and I know I bent it again, so I reset the whole counter. So I'm on week 1 now. Actually, I'm a little past week 1, but it's such a pain in the ass, dude. Can I leave 500 on the table? You can do whatever you want, man. You can do whatever you want. I don't suggest it. Do you have an ETA on your showdown contest or content? So here's the thing. I kind of run the Midnight Oil as it is. So outside of working, I have a 9-to-5 job. And it requires sometimes to work nights for deployments. So I'm hitting 40 to 46 hours, every single week working that. And then I put together all the content for this on Mondays, and I have to put all the spreadsheets together, like Byron can attest to this. So I do all of that. And that takes probably 4 hours a week just to do that. A lot of times it's on my Sundays. So most of the time it's on my Mondays. So I'm doing that mostly Monday. Sunday, it just really depends. If I'm out hanging out with friends or if I'm going on dates, because I'm a single man. So going on dates takes time, takes money. That's usually my Friday, Saturdays. So I'm not really working. I'm not doing any showdown content on Friday, Saturdays. Not yet, at least. I would assume you could probably expect showdown content from me. I might do it for the Masters. It probably would be smart to do it for the Masters. But it's just, I'm still building tools on the website. There's still things. I'm trying to create a newsletter. My lifetime members want newsletters. So, or one of them does. So I'll create a newsletter there. I'll probably create a newsletter for anyone else that's on the site that wants a newsletter. That just takes researching and then creating new website pages takes time and also needs to take education. So I don't have a lot of bandwidth. I do not have a lot of bandwidth. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Eventually when the website is to the point where maintenance mode is in place, and then I get to think every once in a while like, ooh, what update can I make, or what new page can I create, and I don't feel like I have to create one like right away. I'll have time to do it then. All right. Does the data show to leave money in the table or use all your money? So I guess the best way to do that is go to the site, go to historic salary builds. Keep in mind this number here, 986. When it comes to the optimal lineup, so I have 355 optimal lineups. Go ahead, hit the more filters. And if you want to have it at 49.5 as the max price, just do that. So 238 of those 355 lineups use less than 49 or uses 49.5 and below. Now just keep playing with it. So 49,000, 174. So that's basically right in the middle. Right in the middle, it's 174 174 optimal lineups leave at least $1,000 on the table. If you go like $2,000 on the table, 113. So that's a third. It's a third of optimal lineups leave at least $2,000 on the table. Here's the issue. I'm gonna do this really quick. This isn't a rant, but this is another Darboism. This is gonna be me just talking a lot about lineups. This is the Houston Open. We can close that down. That anymore. But if I go to the buckets, so this is something that I'm gonna create on the website at some point in time. You'll be able to see all these bucket combos, or just number of golfers in each of these buckets. Here's the salary totals. So this week we have 4 10K golfers, 6 9Ks, 9 8Ks, 41 7Ks, 39 6Ks, and 46. These would be 6Ks too. Don't mind this. This is from last year. Well, we can use the averages here. So in order to leave a ton of money on the table, there is a threshold that you can get to. So how many lineups can we do $10,000 with? I mean, let's go 10,000 plus 4, or let's do 5 7Ks just on the button, right? So that would be 35,000. So yeah, we could do something like this and leave 5,000 on the tables, where we go a 10K and 4 7Ks. So if we did that, basically what you would do, this is how it works. See, we have 4, so we go 4 times, for 7Ks we have 41, so we go 41 times 40 times 39 times 38 times 37, and those are all the possible permutations that you can build, because you start out with 4. That's the 10K range. We're doing 1 10K golfer, then we times it by the 1 7K golfer, so that's 1 7K, then it's 2 7Ks, then it's 3, then it's 4, then it's 5, and it's, well, not 5. Let's see, hold on, did I do that one too many? 1 2 3 4 5 6. No. So you have 359 million permutations, as opposed to just doing this. If we go 10 9 8 7 7 6, we go 4 times 6 times 9 times 41 times 40 times the combination of the 6Ks. So that is what, 39 times 46. We'll just pick a group. Let's just pick let's just say we're just going to do a high 6K range. We'll remember this number here. So 354240. Let's first multiply by the total number here, which is 85. That's 30 million. That's 30 million. That's a 10th, 1/10, 10% of the permutations that you could actually build if you leave a lot of money on the table. Now we could actually go with this number here, 354,240 times 39, because we know it's just going to be this top 6K. 13 million different permutations, just going 10 9 8 7 7 6, and only being very selective with the top 6K. Still 13 million permutations you can build of lineups. Now, you might just know you're not going to play certain 9Ks, you're not going to play certain 8Ks or 7Ks, but 13 million versus 359 million. So basically, if you're going to leave $5,000 on the table, and I know that's not what you're asking me about, but if you leave $5,000 on the table, well, you have a 1 in 359 million chance of hitting the optimal lineup. That's crazy. Now, I understand 13 million is a high number, so 1 out of 13 million is a very high number. That's probably not going to work out for you either. But like, when you add the buckets and what the buckets allow you to, I'd have to double check, but I bet you anything you will get to one of the N buckets and it'll only be a 1 or a 2. And the number of permutations that you end up having, man, I should do that sometime. It ends up being in the thousands, like 30,000, 1 in 30,000 chance to hit the optimal lineup if you follow the buckets. No, I shouldn't even say if you follow the buckets. It's just 1 in 30,000 chance you're actually going to win a GPP because you'll hit the sweet spot optimal. So it's all about permutations. I tell you guys, don't leave a lot of money on the table because you literally, like, how the permutations work is exactly what I just mentioned. You're grabbing golfers from these big pools. Whereas if you grab golfers from here, it's not that big. It's not that big. And in fact, if you actually went the opposite way, not so much the opposite way, but let's say you went with all 8K golfers. Let's say you can put 5 8K golfers together. So you would take that number. So 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5, that's 5 golfers. And then you have to grab a 7K golfer, you times that by 41. You have 619,000 permutations that you could build different lineups. And technically, it wouldn't really be 619,000 because it's pretty static for the 8K golfers. Like, you could probably only do 5, and it'd be 5 times 41. That's probably what your true permutation number is. So those that are going to go like very balanced and only do 8K golfers, like if you're going to do 5 8K golfers, there's a 1 in 205 chance that you're going to dupe someone else's lineup, which is pretty high. Obviously, going the other route where there was like 300 million, you're not going to really dupe anyone's lineup that way. So, yeah. Bridgman WD is also out for the Masters. Really? What happened to Bridge? Are you sure? No, well, the WDs carry over. Like DraftKings has that like carryover thing that happens every week. You have no idea how much time it takes to build these reports. Yeah, I kind of honestly, that this report actually I did during the workday today. Don't tell my boss that I did this. But this took me almost all day. I kind of already had the back end. I had the idea of how to do it, and then I was able to do it. But yeah, this one was 8 hours. Just to build this one report here was 8 hours. The bucket system has already taken me about 6 hours to do, and I haven't even completed it yet. This one was pretty fast. I really liked this one. To build these buttons down here, that was a nightmare. Byron, that one was actually, it wasn't a nightmare. It was really fun, if I'm being honest. Which buttons? These buttons right here. So Byron, you might already know this, right? So each one of these buttons, so for it to highlight like this, you actually have to put 3 images in here. One is its default. The other one is when it's highlighted. And then the other one is when it's selected. You see, I'm clicking down on it. So those 3 buttons, they open up different bookmarks. And the bookmarks are saved by putting all the filters in, and then determining what pieces of the report you actually want to interact with it. So you have to actually tell the report that you don't want certain things being touched when you hit these buttons, but you want other things to be touched when hitting those buttons. And I'd have to really dig down into it. But yeah, I've got my buttons here: SweetSpot Optimal, GPP, and Optimal. So I have these on press. You can see, well, you can't see, but my default for optimal lineup is hidden, because I only want the on press to show. Well, the on presses for GPP and on presses for SS Optimal, I don't want showing, or I don't want them to show. I want the defaults to be there. So the white button. But again, when you highlight over these, it changes the color. So this page alone, just the buttons alone, that probably took me 8 hours just to do the buttons, because you have, it's very like meticulous. You got to be very meticulous, but it's a lot of fun. The fact that it works the way it does, like if I go to the page, I mean, I'm not a father, but I think the only thing that would beat my happiness when you click on this and it works would be beat out by having children. Because like, just the fact that I can drill through these buttons and find the golfers. And you know, if you looked at the last time that I had it updated, you had the 0s and 1s that you had to select one and then deselect one and go into the other one, select one. Now these buttons just do it, and clear filters, clears everything. It's so good, dude. So good. You watched him build it. Oh, hold on. And he is not nearly handsome enough to land chicks without putting in the time. I know it takes him a lot of time. I remember years ago he was talking about these. Yeah. And I did create the I created those videos to show you like the things I was working on, because I wanted to be transparent. Like I want to be transparent with my audience, with you guys. I want to make sure you guys know what I'm doing and that I'm not wasting your time and I'm not wasting my time. Yeah, that's right, AJ. AJ was in those streams with me. Him and Lombardi Lee were like they were in my streams with the website building streams. You're live, don't see it on stream. Edit out the work and boss part. Oh, add a beep over it. Punt those highlighted buttons into the sun. I only say that because I got in trouble for a social media post in the past. Sheldon Anderson, what's going on? Nice to see you. Look at that. New subscriber, Sheldon Anderson. He's on the new I can't point all the way over there. My arm disappears. New subscriber. There we go. Thank you, by the way. All right. I still have, what, one lineup to do? We have Daryl Mooney. I was waiting for him to be in the chat, but he's not. All right, Daryl, I'll build you your lineups. The bummer you're not here, though. Danny Berger. I love this, by the way. Connors and Berger is a great... I mean, I really like this. Connors, Berger, and Colley. We'll see if the optimizer breaks, because I'm kind of hoping the Marquee Tee Times doesn't screw it up. Oh, I have Jackson Suber locked in. There we go. Super Suber. It's actually a pretty good lineup. 10, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6. I'm going to kick out Jackson Suber down there. Ooh, the assassin with Chan Kim. And Tom Kim? Asians do well in Texas, right? Or at the Valero? I know that's a very blanket statement, but KH Lee's won here a couple times, right? TPC Lee. Ooh, here's a good lineup. Connors, Berger, Colley, Fitzpatrick, Rose, and Celinda. Isaiah Celinda. Connors, Danny Berger, Colley, Fitzpatrick, Chuck Hoffman, and Victor Perez. Sure, save this if you want. I'm not saving it. I don't want Chuck Hoffman. Bad back Hoffman. Connors, Berger, Colley, Hoey, Gerard, and Hosler. That's not terrible. I don't really want it. Okay. I don't mind going to Fitzpatrick this week, by the way. I know he doesn't have super good, you know, recent form, but he's going to make lineups that much different for everyone else. And who knows what the hell that guy's been working on. I wanted to do one more just to see, and it looks like you got to do 10, 9, 8, 8, 7. Like you got to do 2 8s in order to hit the 6K range with Corey Connors, Berger, and Colley, which is not terrible, by the way. Okay, cool. I think that's all the lineups that have been requested, or all the golfers that have been requested to be built around. Oh yeah. I wanted to show this. Let's see how well this did last week. And I already removed the cheat sheet, but we can take a look. So last week, oh, this is the same tournament. So 2025. Hang on, wait a minute. All right, let's take a look. I'm actually gonna zoom out, scroll over here, take a look. How many did we get right? Taylor Moore was a withdraw, so that obviously did not work out. Mac Hughes, though, woo, 10th place, 86.5, so we'll make that a green. Victor Perez was up there too, wasn't he? 82.5 points. So he, you know what? We're going to color that like light green, but that was pretty damn close. So 0 to 1, obviously Mac Hughes would be the guy. Jake Knapp had it going. Doug Gim missed the cut. I know that for sure. I don't think I got anybody out of here, but Jake Knapp was close. How many points did he score? 82.5. So we'll give him a light green color. And then from here, we got Yu, Power, Echeverria, Hisatsune, Ricky Castillo, Eric Cole, and Matt McCarty. McCarty was doing well too for a while. Got no idea where he finished. Nobody up here. We're looking for 7K golfers. Gerard was not in the mix. Celinda, Lee Hodges, Rico Hui. Oh, Rico Hoey's right here. 80. He gets a dark green color. Look at that. We did it. We already got the two golfers that I needed. But you, Shamo. I don't think any of those guys did. I mean, Jake Knapp. No, that's not it. Echeverria. I know he did okay. Echeverria with 80.5 points. We'll give him the light green. 80's pretty good. Hisatsune. Where was McCarty? Matt McCarty, I know, like finished what, 39th place? He was doing well. All right, let's take a look. Where are you at, McCarty? 50 seconds. So no. Nope. Did not do so great. I don't think I guess I don't really. Oh, Eric Cole. What was I thinking? Eric Cole's up here, isn't he? 85.5. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. All right, now can each one of those guys do good enough? So Cole, Hoey, and Hughes. So Hughes, Hoey, Cole. Yeah, okay, there we go. Right there. I'm gonna make these purple for now. So 7 and 71 to go with these three guys. And what, this guy? That's just over. I want Scotty, but it's not going to work out with Scotty. It's probably going to be like this. Nope, that's over. This would be 49-7. Does this take down a GPP winning lineup? I would have wanted to go with Scotty. I'm not going to lie. It's probably not going to, That's too many guys down here. That scores 646.5. Oh, it's 1 point behind the GPP winning lineup. The GPP winning lineup scored 647.5. I wonder, can I go Hughes, Hoey, these two, Rory, this? I can. I can do that. So Hoey and Hughes with McIlroy, Valimaki. This one's got to do it, right? 661.5. There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The 7K combo buckets that we talked about last week. The rules are clear as day. I'll zoom in for you guys to see. I guess I can't zoom in that far. So if you don't know what this is about, this is Wednesday night's live stream for my members only. So you have to be a white tier member and above on YouTube in order to get access to that video. And this is what I go over the 7K combo buckets. And obviously the one that worked was Mackenzie Hughes and Rico Hoey. And how I built lineups last week, if you're with me throughout the stream, I started with Moore and Knapp. I built like 3 lineups, and then I went Moore to Gim. Then I went from Moore to Hoey, Moore to Olesen, Moore to Yu, Moore to Power, Moore to Echeverria, and so on and so forth. And then I started over with Mackenzie Hughes, and then I went Jake Knapp. Then I went Doug Gim, Hoey, same thing. I built 3 lineups with each of these guys just to give myself some whatever, because that's why I believe in the bucket system. That's why. There's just something to these performance trends that constantly happen at each of these events. I'm going to continue to ride and die with the bucket system because it just, as weird as it is, it just works. Just works. There we go. That was kind of a review of last week. Hold on. Let's see. I missed some stuff. AJ says I'm going Connors, Berger, Colley, Stevens, Celinda, and Perez. That's a really good lineup. I like that one. All right, back 9 bets Byron wants a lineup. There we go. John Bizzle says Cole. Oh, you're watching. Okay, yeah. Yes, we were. Lombardi Lee might be a little bit behind. Really like Cole. He seems to be heating up again. Yeah, my problem was I was all over Taylor Moore. Yeah, I mean, I built over 200 lineups last week. Way too many. I stayed up till like 5 in the morning finishing my lineups. Not really, but it was late. I also took a break in between building lineups. After I got off the stream, I went somewhere else, came back 2 hours later and continued to build lineups. But yeah, I can live with Taylor Moore withdrawing, but if he's your one dude in your lineup, yeah, that kind of sucks. Okay, so Byron wants a lineup. Let's give Byron a lineup. Akshay, Rose, and P-Rod. Akshay, Rose, and P-Rod. There's P-Rod. Rose is 7,300. Where you at? There we go. Group 4, Group 9, and Group 1. There we go. Byron's following the Marquee Tee Time rules. Here we go. Here we go, Byron. First lineup. Tommy Fleetwood, Akshay Bhatia, Harry Hall, Lee Hodges, and Justin Rose. Let's kick out Lee Hodges. Akshay, Denny McCarthy, Keith Mitchell, Harry Hall, Rogers, and Justin Rose. We get a little Harry Hall love in there. Let's kick Harry Hall out. Make the optimizer do some weird things. Stop being so safe. Decky, Bhatia, Mitchell, Rogers, Rose, and Lauer. Now Lauer's your dude. I mean, not your dude, but you were talking about Lauer earlier. He gets the punt. Can you lock my 3 value guys and see what it gives you? I can certainly do that. Fleetwood, Batia, Hui, Rogers, Hoagie, and Rose. That's a pretty high upside lineup right there. Rico, Hui. Let's kick out Hoey and see if Hoagie and Hoagie. I mean, they're Ho brothers, that's for sure. Ooh, Michael Torbjornsson with Decky, Batia, Mitchell, Rogers, Rose, and Torbjornsson. Let's see one more just to see what it will do. No 10K golfer, by the way, except for the original Fleetwood lineup. Force a 10K golfer into it. Easy to do. Just put 1 for your minimum. And it is Tommy, not Elite Wood. What if we follow the 10-9-8-7-7-6 method, though? Chelsea. I really like Tommy with these guys. Or it really likes... Yeah, it does. So there's Tommy. Ooh. Pat Ten Kazire. We looked him up earlier. He is dog water. Ooh, Fisky boy. You feel fisky, Byron? You want a little fisk in your life? That one's not bad. Not bad. Let's see. I'm going to kick out Tommy Fleetwood. Oh, well, it won't do Ludwig because he's paired up with Batia. It won't do Cantlay because Cantlay is with Rose. So your only other choice is Corey Connors. And it breaks. Yeah, it does not. Why doesn't it want Corey Connors? It must be bucket specific. Oh, Corey Connors is overexposed. Let's try it again. Nope, still doesn't like it. Group 7. Is there another one that has group 7 locked in? Must be just the buckets. It must be the buckets. Yeah, it is Tommy. Tommy or bust. It's interesting. I want to see what this looks like. Corey Connors, Samuel Stevens. And let's just put this guy in. What am I missing? Does Corey, Akshay, Rogers, and Rose just mess things? Good all the way through there. Good here. Just 1 there, that's fine. Nope. Nothing's over. This is over. Stroke chain 2. That's why. They're all stroke chain 2 golfers. Corey Connors is 1. Batia is 1. Sam Steven. Well, Sam doesn't work. I just locked him in. Rogers is 1, and so too is Justin Rose. So there's 4 already, and that already is over the strokes gain 2 barrier. So yeah, it only will do Tommy Fleetwood. That's it. Just out of those golfers, it can only do Tommy Fleetwood because Tommy is a strokes gain 1 guy. And Byron, all you need to know with strokes gain 1 is all stats are positive across the board, like leading into the event. He has just everything's positive. Strokes gain 2 means positive putting, positive off the tee, and then something in between is negative, whether it's approach or around the green. So that is all that means. Fiscal planning. Okay. Tommy seems off to me. Lock in Suber, Young, Christensen. That's my 7K. As my 7K and under favorite golf plays. The guy who qualified, Christensen. Small hands, Tom Kim week incoming. Uh-oh. Tommy, my favorite pay up this week. Jeff would be proud. All right, so he wants Suber and Young and Christensen. Where are you at? Cam Young. I really don't know where Suber is. And Christiansen is down here, right? No, he's not. I assumed. Who is this Christensen? Is he not in my optimizer? I just added people right before jumping on. Did I delete people a little too aggressively? Oh, oh, I know why. I forgot to put their names down here. Whoopsies. I mean, they have no stats. Actually, hold on. They have no stats. So I can just put a name in there. It won't matter. I can put whatever point total. I did see those price tags and I wasn't even, I just thought I copied and pasted wrong, which obviously I did, but all right, those are true buckets for those guys. Just not the right metric. Ben James has a T44 at the 2024 Rocket. The rest of his starts are MCs. All Asian might be a good lineup this week, actually. Never heard of such a man. A new man crush. All right, let's take a look. I'm actually going to change these exposures. Make sure that thing is in the way. Okay. Let's see what it does. Oh, I'm doing the 1098-776. All right, 0, 0, 0. Whoopsies. Doesn't like it. Can't spend enough, dude. And I only have a max of 2 8Ks. Why is the nobody in the 9K range ones? Yeah, it doesn't mix with the buckets. So if I did this, see where it fails. There you go. Fleetwood, Cantley, McCarthy, Young, Suber, and then if I just take my defaults over here and see what it won't do. We're good here. We're good here. No course history 3, which we want a golfer from. So this one automatically will break it. Same with this one, recent form 3s. We want at least one there. And strokes gained 2s, we want at least one, and we have 0. So, but yeah, there's your best one. Leaving $700 on the table. Fleetwood, Cantlay, McCarthy, Cam Young, Suber, and Christensen. Wheels Up says, great minds think alike. Okay, people, I'm out of here. See you later, Byron. You wanted to get different. I'll try to sneak into the member stream tomorrow. All right, sounds good, dude. Good luck to you as well, man. I definitely build different / bad. Sneak you jumping in the fences. Cheers, brother. Broke it. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fun to do this because, I mean, obviously I'm very intimate with my optimizer. So like I know all the ins and outs and I can figure this stuff out. Any of you can request the optimizer and do the exact same thing that I did. You just need to know how to do it. Like you can change these values. Like you can change any of these values. It's not solidified. So obviously we just found out that that's the best way I like to do it, because some guys will have some really good ideas on how to build lineups and it just doesn't work, and it's like I'm not going to go through each one of these buckets and try to figure out which golfers fit in each of them and why the optimizer breaks. So I'll just make them 0 to 6s and go all the way down, and then put in the conditionals afterwards, like the projections, and then figure out from there like what causes the optimizer to break. So it's always good. It's always a good thing to do, man. It's a good exercise. All right, what are my favorites? Okay, so I want Cantlay. Cantlay I like a lot, and I want to pair up Cantlay with Spieth. Cantlay, Spieth. This is just my first looks, especially after building lineups tonight. So Cantlay, Spieth, I like. I do like Bud Colley. I also like Siwoo. Let's do Bud. I like Bud. And then let's just see what happens from there. Oh yeah, I already have those 3 locked in from down below. That's funny. Forgot. Max own 102%. That's funny. Suber's gonna show up now, of course. Or Christensen. Yeah, let's kick him out. I don't really care for EVR, but these two golfers, these two 7Ks, Gerard and Celinda, got no issues playing either of them. Not doing Pat Kazire. Not getting that. That exercise got my Oberg, Burns, Tommy. Considering it. Okay. This one's pretty good. I don't know if I want Harry Hall. You know, it's one of those things, like I don't know enough about Harry Hall. He just seems like a very boring golfer. I don't like playing boring golfers, but that's a stupid reason to not play a golfer. I don't know if I want to do 2 8Ks. I do like Matt McNeely and I do like Victor Perez, and I do not have an issue playing Chandler Phillips this week. So I don't have issues with this lineup at all. I just rather not. This is close. I mean, I really like this lineup. I like Mac Meisner this week. I think he's a Texas boy or a Southern boy. Let's put it that way. There we go. There's the lineup. I like that lineup. I really like Cantlay this week. I like Cantlay. I like Oberg. I'm trying to remember what I told my buddy on the phone who I would want to anchor my lineups around. I mean, you know what? Oberg with burger lineups seems pretty sexy. Oberg, Burger, and then I don't really care who goes with him. Doesn't have to be Bud Colley, could be someone else. 10-9, 3 7s, or 4 7s. No, I don't want 4 7s. Let's do 3 7s at most. I'd like to do 10-9, 8 7 7 6. And there we go. Well, that's 7 7 7. We're not gonna play Charlie Hoffman. That's not gonna happen. I mean, I will. Hey, I will. You see this number? It says 3%. That's as much as I'm playing. OG Jacoby, what's up, man? Gerard is on fire. Mateo doesn't hit the ball far enough or straight enough to even be a consideration. Stevie Boy Fisk with Bud Colley. I'm not even forcing Bud Colley in this lineup. I like that lineup a lot too. Yeah, I really like, you know what? I'm gonna call it the Ludwig Oberger lineup. How do we feel about that? Kind of cheesy. That's what I like my burgers with. A little bit of bacon, a little bit of cheese. Oh, that had a Finau in there. Kind of like that. Yeah, look at this. Oberg and Burger just making it work. Griffin Grillo. Oh, put the burgers on the Grillo. Look at all the stupid nonsense we're doing. Svensson broke my heart last week. That's okay. I can go back to him. Never disrespect a 6K golfer. Shanky boy. All right. Let's see. I'm going to put Burns. I'm going to do a shot like Harden. He's not in the chat, but he would want, well, you'd want Burns, but with Scotty. But there's a sexy lineup. Ooh. Burger, Burns. Oberg, Burger, Burns. I just need to put, oh, I should add Grillo. Hold on. Let's see if Grillo will show up. This is, now we're just playing with words, playing with names. Will Burns our Oberger on the Grillo? Griffin. Okay, Griffin, you're kind of ruining the fun. I don't hate it. If we could add a canap to it, after eating our burger, after it grills on the, after it burns in the grill, then we take, yeah, I'm trying too hard now. Harmon, 7,500. I don't hate it. I'm just going to kick him out because it's not something I want. There we go. Oh, Cole. Celinda sounds like a drink. Burger, my Oberger Burns in the Grillo over hot coals in the Celinda. In my Celinda, it almost sounds like, you know, like a siesta. All right, there we go. There's my other lineup right there. I like that one. That's sexy. We'll see how this works out. I'll do the member live video tomorrow. We'll go over the 7K combo buckets. And I would love to see Isaiah Celinda in one group and Eric Cole in the other one, because then I'm slamming this lineup for sure. Anybody got questions? Ooh, we're at 20 likes. We just need 5 more. 5 more, and and this is, by the way, throughout the week, if we get 5 more likes on this video, I'll give out 5 memberships. Christensen is plus 800. Ties, what, T40? So if he finishes 40th place or better, it's 8-1. Is that even good value? I don't know. I don't bet. I'm not sure. It seems low for like a very non-convincing play, as I would call it. I don't know, man. Seems like a pipe dream. All right. Here you go. I'm putting the timer on. 3 minutes. We are out of here. I'll keep it up for the stream open for 3 minutes until I get a question that wants an answer. If not, we'll take off. I do need to add these people in, though. Actually, I'm gonna put this up. Remember, giveaway. Create an account on SweetSpotDFS.com if you haven't. It's free. It is free. You have nothing to worry about. You don't even need to add a credit card, nothing. It's free. Go do that. Create yourself an account. Be subscribed to this channel because once we reach 1,000 subscribers, and your subscription will help towards that, I will give the give, or I'll do the giveaway. And it's $1,000 worth of giveaways. Couple subscriptions to SweetSpotDFS.com, which is what I highlighted in this this video. We went over a lot of the pages that you get at SweetSpotDFS.com. There you go. They've been added. What would be my master's dinner menu? Dave Dean, you're welcome, by the way. Ooh. I feel like steak is always going to be on my list, and I'd have to think about the steak I'd want, because I'm not like I like all steak. Like, steak is steak to me. I really like steak. New York strip is usually the way I go, but I don't mind a tasty ribeye. A filet mignon, I like that, although you don't really get much meat on a filet mignon. Porterhouse, sign me up. Yeah, I don't know. I'd want as much bang for my buck as possible. I think the only thing that I would add that's unique would be lefse. Since I come from Norwegian heritage, I'd want lefse there. Maybe I would do a this dinner. Ooh, that sounds good. Trying to think of some things from Norway. Nothing is that different. I mean, a lot of the stuff is soup. Have you guys had fish soup before? I had it in Norway, and it's pretty good. I don't know if you guys like fish soup. But not something I would that wouldn't be on my dinner. Like, that wouldn't be on my master's dinner menu. But I'd want it to be like, you know, little American, little Norwegian. Add stuff similar to my lineage, my heritage. I mean, I'm pretty basic. What about you? What would you want in your master's dinner menu? Okay. Wheels up, I can get your answer in Byron's Discord, but I think we're taking off for the night. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Please leave a like on your way out, and I will see you. I'll see I'll see the members, the YouTube members, the SweetSpot members, in a video tomorrow. Otherwise, be on the lookout for Masters content coming out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we'll go live Tuesday again. So I'll see y'all later. Thanks.